Recording in progress. Indeed. Y'all don't hear that. I do. Welcome to Too Punk to Be a Podcast. Podcast. It's not a podcast. This is just our bonus content for you, the members of the Punk Hardcore Crossover Crib Facebook group. If you're not a member of the group, go join it. We're always there. And all you got to do is go search Punk Hardcore Crossover Crib on Facebook. You'll find us. Follow Too Punk to Be a Podcast on Facebook and Twitter, and now, more importantly, on YouTube, because you will be finding this video on there. And whenever I get around to actually editing this shit, you'll get an audio version of it. Which, speaking of the audio version, you can find on Spotify, Audible, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, and Stitcher. No iPhone, iPod shit, and whatever you call that, because fuck Google. I mean, not Google. Google's cool because I'm on that, but whatever. Fuck Apple. That's what I mean. I'm gonna edit all that out later. And on the speaking of the audio version, bonus content will be on the audio version, including music. We're gonna add some songs. I put some feelers out there to anybody that's in a band. Send me some MP3s. We'll play that shit. So we're gonna do that at the beginning, in the end, and maybe in the middle of this episode. We'll see. I'm gonna try to keep it at the beginning and the end. Had some really cool bands send me some stuff, so I'm gonna feature them and shout them out. And just as I thought would happen, if I did this on YouTube, everybody's just going to watch the video and my audio version gets no plays. So I'm going to make you bastards go listen to it because there's going to be music on it. That's the intro. Now, moving on. Can you guess what's in the envelope? All right. That's old. You know what that is, Jose?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
I know what an envelope is.
I know you know what an envelope is. Do you know what the skit is when the guy has the thing and he's like, "Oh, you got to guess what's in the envelope," and it's fucking it's Johnny Carson. Come on,
of course.
Anyway,
Carson. Exactly.
All right. Well, we're gonna begin the show now that I've ruined the intro as always, and we're gonna talk. We got to get serious now.
Oh yeah.
The passing of DH Peligro. Darren Henley, his real name.
Darren Henley.
Yep, and he was born in July 9th of 1959 and sadly passed here on the 28th of October. He was 63 at the time.
Yeah.
Of course, we know, longtime member of the Dead Kennedys. He joined the Dead Kennedys on In God We Trust. And apparently he was in the Chili Peppers in 1988.
Yes, he was.
He never recorded with them, but they fired him because of his drug use and stuff at the time. Yep. But they loved the guy so much that even after they kicked him out, they were a big part of helping him get clean and do better, which he did, which is great.
Yeah.
And apparently he passed due to head trauma from an accidental fall at his home, which is very sad.
Well, keep in mind, he was 63 years old.
He is 63. I know if I fell in the shower, I probably wouldn't make it either at this point.
Yeah. If I fell, I'd probably break my back too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway. But no, DH, man, wow.
Legend.
Guy. Yeah, absolute legend in so many ways. He had his own solo stuff. He had Peligro, right? and something else I think he did along the way. He
had a band called Jungle Studs in between the post Kennedy and before the Peligro stuff, like right in between.
I know, and I'll get to this later. But Jello had mentioned in his very long statement to him that he was in a band before then that they had kind of caught him in. I'm sure it was something that never recorded or anything, probably just live shows and a local thing of some sort. But they had seen him at that point, so he was in that too. But what can you say, man? He was quite an energetic guy, such a part of what I think of the Dead Kennedys, and the Dead Kennedys are as important to me as it gets, and you and
exactly. I mean, you know the Kennedys more than I do. Number one, that's your band.
That is
like the Clash is my band,
right? Yeah,
but we won't get into that. The point is, this is about the Kennedys. This is about DH Peligro. He's a legend. Whether or not Kenny considers them hardcore, that's beyond the question. The point is,
well, it's just my warped version of what hardcore is. They're hardcore. Exactly. They're all that great stuff.
Hardcore now is different to what the founding fathers, in this case, I consider him one of the founding fathers. This band. I mean, just they never made a bad album. I think he replaced Ted, was the original drummer.
Yes.
Ted played on Fresh Fruit, which, spoiler alert, it's a hot take between Kenny and I. It's our least favorite Dead Kennedys album.
Yeah. Least
To me, it's
favorites,
still a 10
meaning
out of
still
10.
amazing.
Yeah, it's still a 10 out of 10. I love every
Yeah.
song on it, but I feel like everything after, specifically Plastic Surgery Disasters, which is
Yeah.
my favorite album they did.
You know what happened? They got better.
They got better,
And that's
exactly.
great.
Even Bedtime, which a lot of people, Bedtime for Democracy, a lot of people don't like it. I fucking love it.
It was a grower.
Yeah,
When I first got it, I
silly,
was
man.
like, no, of course
It's over the top. Very over the top, but it's
and there again, they have such great shit. It's just hard to, outdo.
yeah, yeah.
It's
I
not
remember
bad.
I was reading a little bit, not to get sidetracked. I was reading about now that you mentioned Jello, the whole royalties thing
Yeah.
way back when, about the name, withholding royalties, whether or not Jello was holding back on stuff, or I
Apparently
don't
he
know.
did. I mean, he was found guilty in some sort of. Hey, it's kind of cool. Your
Well,
shirt's
yeah,
white and black, mine's black and white. I was just noticing that. I'm a
exactly.
suit. Anyway, go
No,
ahead.
it's all right.
It's the yin and
No, but
yang.
that
It's
I
exactly what
found
this
that
is.
I found that interesting, and I know he was part of the band all the way to the end, and I'm not gonna blame it on anything, or when it comes to the whole Jello versus Kennedys versus Jello beef. I
Well,
don't think there's a dead Kennedys without Jello Biafra. It
no,
just doesn't make sense.
no.
There isn't. If anything, to me, I always call them the Scab Kennedys, the current lineup, if you can call it that. But yeah,
And I hate disrespecting him because they're as much of a part of it as he is. As much as Jello is my god, and he's my
yeah,
everything, and he's my biggest inspiration. If I ever did grab a mic, it was completely inspired by him. Any
mm-hmm.
movement I made, just like he got it from
Yeah,
HR. Sorry, he got it from HR. I got it from Jello, and so.
yeah.
But we can go there because it's
Go
kind of my
HR.
second note. That leads right into it. I mean, we can speak more on DH, but my second note to this is I wonder what his relationship with Jello was towards the end.
I actually don't know much about it. I hope
It was
I
hard to
want
find,
to
I can tell you
say,
that much.
yeah, it's hard to find. I did my research too, and I was looking at my notes right now. I didn't find much. The only thing I can
No.
say is I hope they made amends. I did read. You mentioned the long
Mm-hmm.
the long, I guess, note, if you want to call it, that Jello wrote
Yes.
about how he got into the band and
Yep.
where they discovered him from. And it seems, I want to say, because I try to find the good in things and people, and I want to say they made amends. I hope they did,
It sounded
for the
like he
sake
headed
of,
towards that, but at the same time, I'm not really sure it did.
yeah, I mean, for the sake of, like I said, if DH had any health problems, we don't know yet. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, we don't know.
for you to die after a fall, it's got to be a nasty fall.
Right, yeah, well, I mean, it
It
was his
had to be.
head.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
he hit his head on
absolutely,
something really hard.
absolutely, absolutely. But maybe people,
I was
vertigo's
poking
a thing.
around. Yeah.
Vertigo's a thing.
Yeah.
Heart problems, that kind of
Mhm.
shit could cause you to fall and stumble over any diabetes. I don't want to say he had any of that stuff because, again, I don't know. But hopefully, I mean, like you said, if it was heading towards that direction, or if they did make amends, I really hope so, because they're part of each other's history. They're part of this music, this culture's history, which is punk and hardcore.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
I was poking
they're as
around. I
OG
was
as they
trying to
get.
find anything I could on that because that's what I was really wanting to know. And I found an interview from '04 where DH was talking to I did boy, how rude of me. I didn't write down who it was. But he was saying that he was talking about how him and Jello fell out and the whole thing with the band, and he kind of said, I ain't mad at him or whatever, but then he didn't really have anything positive to say about him either. But
Of
that is a
course.
long time ago now. We're talking almost 20 years later.
Yeah, well over
Uh,
20 years.
Jello's Facebook page at the time when I wrote my notes didn't post about him. And I was wondering if he was gonna. The only thing at that point was a statement from AT staff had posted something kind of immediately saying that he was inspiring to so many and it's a sad day for the wide world of punk rock community and all that. And they shared it as a reel, not even as an actual post, as one of those story things on the top. That's what they shared it
Yeah,
at. So I was like, ooh, it seems kind of stiff. And
yeah.
then it was Sunday that Jello finally put out this massive statement. And I understand he didn't say anything right away. I get that. I mean, it's someone he was so close to for so long. He should have that time,
Yeah.
to take it all in. Especially if maybe, and again, I don't want to speculate either on whether or not they were still cool. But maybe he did have those. He had to wrestle with those feelings of regret of not maybe ending it, or maybe he did uh make everything okay, and now
Exactly.
it really hurts, and it takes time, and I understand that. So I'm glad that we didn't record this before, because I would have been like, wow, he didn't say anything, and that would have been
No,
wrong on my
absolutely.
part. So there was time. He had enough time to make his statement. He made a very long, very heartfelt, and very rambling in the way of Jello Biafra's statement, where it ended up being about him and Wesley Willis and all kinds of other
Oh,
oddness.
the Wesley Willis. Yeah, the Wesley Willis connection. Holy shit.
I was like, what is he even talking about at this point? But that's Jello. We know that that's going to happen. But and I put at the end, it seemed like they were on good terms.
Well,
It seemed
Wesley
like they
was part of
were,
that
but
circle. Wesley was part of that circle because the whole alternative tentacles collection, he was on that label.
yeah. So yeah, no, I
So
got
yeah,
a couple of
absolutely.
Wesley Willis kill compilations from the dollar thing that
Yeah,
I'm
I've got
hoping
all
to do an
three.
episode with Nick about Wesley Willis, because I know he was a big fan.
Yeah.
I want to talk about him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan too. I love Wesley Willis. He was
We'll
from
have that
Chicago, fun
conversation
fact.
one day for sure. Yes, indeed. We'll do the Wesley Willis episode one day. But yeah, I mean, what can you say? I don't know how it ended. I was hoping maybe somebody, Nick, or anybody watching this, if you know anything more than we do, I would love to know
No, absolutely.
what his relationship with Jello might have been towards the end. I'm hoping it was okay. I can understand where maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
Well,
But
like
either
you said,
way,
maybe he took some time to himself because bereavement is different for you, me,
absolutely.
everybody. You know what I mean? Some people just kind of get up and get it over with. Some people take time. Some people it doesn't hit them till way after the fact.
And I don't want to turn this
And
into being like about Jello. That's fucked up too. I'm not trying to do
no,
that.
no, of course, no, of course not. Of
It's
course
just
not. Of
something
course
I
not.
wondered. I'm like, well, I wonder what that was like. I hope they had time to make it okay. That's all I know. I have
Yeah.
more on that later. But
Well,
I hope
even
they
though
had
the
time.
band lasted what 6, 7 years, I mean, we're talking about 40 years of history, well
Yeah.
over 40 years of history, and it's that's kind of not an easy thing, you know. It's hard,
It is, man. So
let alone to withstand that amount of time. Let alone to withstand 5 years. Imagine 40 years, and you're still relevant. Like the band is still relevant,
absolutely. Absolutely. You're
not just on
still
a musical level. It's on a musical level, on a lyrical level. Still very relevant. 40 years. It just kind of says a lot about the society we live in too. But that's another story for another day.
sure.
And you mentioned the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He did not play on. He's credited on the Mother's Milk album, which is my favorite album
Yeah, I think he
they
helped
ever.
them write some stuff.
Yeah, he wrote 3 songs on
He had some
here. It looks
writing credits
like
on it,
mm-hmm.
but he didn't record.
The three.
And he played some
No,
shit
he didn't
live
record
when they
on it.
were on their way to that.
Yeah, he. I guess he wrote. Let me see.
But I know Flea and Anthony
Looking
were
at,
both like super close to him. And
yeah,
they took care of him
so
even
was the
after he left.
original Hilo Slovak, who was the original guitar player before. Was it John Frusciante came in,
Yeah, probably so.
or was it Dwayne? Yeah, he died of a
Not a
drug
fan personally,
overdose.
so I don't know, to be honest.
No, yeah, no. We're talking
Not a
about old
fan.
school Chili Peppers. We're not talking about the Chili
Nah,
Peppers that.
even then, I've never been a fan. But that's me.
Yeah, I like the old. I like the old stuff. He co-wrote "Taste the Pain," which is on the Mother's Milk album. He wrote that, which kind of tells you that he was also a songwriter. He wrote a couple more.
Yeah. Oh, he
I just can't
was.
remember
And
the
what can you say? The DH was brilliant,
Stone
man.
Cold
And
Bush.
I like that the interview
And
I read. In the interview I read, he was talking about. He's like, when I joined, they picked up the energy, didn't they? And
oh
it's like,
yeah,
you fucking right, they did. When he joined, that shit picked up, man. Like fucking what was it? Plastic surgery where he joined in. I said, "In God we trust." I'm sorry, "In God we trust," man. That shit's almost grindcore.
yeah.
It's
Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks. Fuck off.
he
Yeah, I
picked
love.
up the energy for damn sure. And
Oh,
his playing is
absolutely.
so unique and just so cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like
So
you said, you mentioned playing. On that, what is it? In God We Trust,
Yes.
religious vomit. I mean, dog bite. We've got a bigger problem now. That rawhide version on that album just kills me to this day. Oh, it's
Oh,
fantastic. Yeah.
that's so
Oh
good.
my god, it's so good. But yeah, the next album, what is it? Plastic Surgery.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Kennedy's album.
Again,
His
those
playing
two are the
goes,
same for me. They're the same thing for me.
yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
I feel like his playing on that album just goes up a step even higher.
Yeah.
It's more chaotic on In God We Trust, but he tones it down on Plastic Surgery, but you can now tell it's him.
Yeah.
And I don't want to compare him to Ted because they're both completely different. Like the
Yeah.
drumming on Fresh Fruit and this. But yeah, he just suits the band well. I
I
feel like
think Ted
that's
did a little more of like because East Bay had that surfy kind of approach to his guitar and stuff, but I
definitely
think
like Agent
Ted
Orange.
fit that. But then DH came in, is like, nah, we're doing chaotic punk, and
Yeah.
that's what he brought it to.
Oh, absolutely. Dude hit them drums hard.
Yes.
I did get a chance in between his passing and now to see some live clips, and
So
dude was a monster player, man.
was.
Even at his age, like you said, he died at 63 and he was still killing it.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, circumstances happen that he's no longer with us, and accidental, but still, it's a
Yeah,
shame.
it's crazy, man. It's a
It's
big
crazy.
hit. It's a big
Huge.
hit. He was a part of a lot of my music listening for sure, man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Dead Kennedys. Yeah. I've been listening to nothing but that these last few days. I've kind of gone back. I don't listen to them all the time, but when I do, it hits every time. I mean, Frankenchrist.
my favorite, yeah, our favorite.
Exactly.
Yep.
Jocko Rama MTV, Get Off the Air. Soup is good food. A
At
growing boy
first,
needs
when
a
I
drink.
first bought it, was my least favorite. Then I just kind of sat with it. I'm like, I
No,
don't know
I've
why.
always
I don't know
I
why. When
love
I
it more
first
than
got it,
Christmas.
I was kind of like, not my favorite. And the more I listened to it, I think because it started as my least favorite, it just grew on me in this weird way. And I just love it, man. I love that album so much. It's so weird and cool.
That's one LP I kept in my collection too, with the original inner sleeve, the penises.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Boy, that's got to be worth a fucking lot.
controversial.
Fuck,
Yeah,
that's got to be worth some money.
yeah, I'll never get rid of it.
I
For that
wouldn't.
reason. I
I
wish I had it
wouldn't.
on me. It's in my other room, but
I wouldn't. But you ought to check that bitch on Discogs just for fun.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm keeping it. You can't put a price on
Send me
that.
the goddamn spine number on that. I want to see what that's worth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. It's on the spine, but yeah, I don't have to be on
I
me.
forgot. I call it the spine number. It's completely wrong. They got a name for it, but I've been
Catalog number, right?
yeah,
They call it
yeah, something like that.
something like that. Anyway.
Anyway, so right here we're gonna pause for editing. I know this is the live video, so it's gonna be weird. We're gonna pause for a couple seconds because right here I'm gonna drop in Moon Over Marin. All right, that should be good enough. I'll find that in editing.
All
Cool.
right.
So now you've heard that. There you go, Jose. I did that for you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I also spilled beer on the floor like an asshole. My next part is we're gonna keep it on Jello for just a second because you know me. One more about Jello. He started a podcast called the Renegade Roundtable. So far he's had like Al Jorgensen and stuff on there. Some dude that has something to do with political stuff. I'm gonna listen to that one because I can't wait. But he also, so, to my surprise, he did an episode with Mojo Nixon. And why would that be a surprise? Because he did an episode, he did an album with Mojo that we know, Prairie Home Invasion. But I had always heard that they didn't get along during
That
the
was my
making of that album.
understanding. Oh
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I gotta listen to this album because now he's talking to Mojo. And I'm like, holy shit, I thought they weren't cool at the time. So I can't wait. And I had wrote that and right at the beginning of the episode, they do like totally acknowledge the fact that they butted heads the whole time. But they both kind of like approach it from like, we should have handled that better, and we were both young little shits being obnoxious, and
Mm-hmm.
because uh goddamn Mojo's, he's dude, that dude is nuts. You got to listen to the interview. He's crazy as shit in the greatest way. He's like, oh man, I was young. I was totally being a little shit, man. I should have been cool. And Jello was like, oh, I could have handled that better too, And they had a great conversation from there. So it was really cool. And that's where I wrote, like, it's an interesting show, and it was cool to see him be able to, patch that up. That's what I wrote. I hope he was able to do that with DH also. And now, man, now that he's doing this, I mean, will he have anyone from the original Kennedys on it ever? Who knows? Especially now that DH is gone, right? Will he will they? I think it's more on them. I don't think any of them would want to, but who knows? Maybe with DH passing, it might bring them together in some kind of way. I know they'll never do a reunion thing because Jello would die on a cross before he'll ever fucking do a reunion thing. But I hope they can at least be cool. That's all I want.
That's your cue, East Bay Ray.
I don't think it'll be East Bay to do it. No. But anybody else in the band.
That'll be the day.
If so, then fucking awesome.
Oh, I'm holding out on that one. Trust me.
I know we won't get any more music. We won't get any more recordings. I understand that. But I hope they can at least eventually be cool. That's all I want. I would just love to hear them say, we're not going to do anything together, but we will just mend the bridges and leave it at that. I hope so for them.
No, yeah.
Because they've done way too much influential shit together. It's been way too goddamn long. Like, seriously, I looked like you was doing. I looked up the whole goddamn trial court shit. It was over $200,000. For fuck's sake, really? $200,000? Is that what we're fucking arguing about still? Come on, man. You did some lifelong fucking completely influential shit. Don't let $200,000 hang you up. And I hope they both realize that with DH passing, that's not fucking worth it.
No, for 200,000, no way.
I mean, you guys are punk as fuck, aren't you? Is money really going to be the thing that keeps you from like having some lifelong goddamn fucking relationships never mend over 200,000 goddamn dollars?
You know what I mean? And that shit.
Yeah, Jello fucked him over, apparently. I guess, and I hate acknowledging that. It hurts me, but I guess Jello fucked him over on some shit. I understand that they were hurt by that, the betrayal and shit. I got you. It's not about the money. I'm sure they're gonna say, "Oh, it's not about that. It's about the betrayal." Gotcha. I understand that. Come on, man.
I was always mad about how they fucked him over, how they fucked Jello over.
Yeah, they don't want to acknowledge that part, do they?
Yeah, no. That's always been my gripe. Like, oh man, they fucked Jello over. Like, that's why he's not in the band anymore. And they're his songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though DH was a songwriter too. Again.
Yeah, but once Jello left, they never wrote another fucking song. So
exactly.
Everybody's such great songwriters. Jello's gone. Write some more shit. You won the fucking rights to the name of the band. Do something with it. I've said this. I had this rant with me and Nick talk. You got the rights. You got everything. You won everything. Then fucking do something with it. But no, they never did. All they did was write off of Jello's shit.
They couldn't
turn this negative.
They couldn't write a song half as good as what Jello wrote for that band.
I don't care. Do something. I don't give a fuck. Make a half-ass attempt.
No, exactly. Exactly.
You guys are all that fucking good. Give me something.
Yeah, but at the same time, just spit on the Kennedy's name, like that legacy. You're right though. They kept the name. Do something with it. Like
they won the name
exactly,
rightfully and legally. Apparently, Jello did them wrong. They won the name. They won the rights to every goddamn thing. Cool. Write some shit. Give me an album. Give me you know what? And that's what I didn't like. Because like, okay, well, I don't want to see some bastard not be as good as Jello. If you'd have gave me an album or two after that might have been good, maybe I could be convinced that the new guy's fine. I'm sure he's talented enough. I've never ever listened to a second of Dead Kennedys without Jello. But if they'd have put out an album of original shit, I would have. Because like they said, they deserve to. They deserve to carry it on. They wrote all the goddamn music. around what Jello did. They have every bit of, Dead Kennedy's history that he has. Then fucking prove it and do something. Give me an album.
Could have been better than Graves Era Misfits.
Oh God, what? Yeah,
We're not gonna get.
I could piss in a cup and it'd be better than that.
Oh man.
I'm
not gonna hit that guy as a person is an asshole, but I do like some of those songs.
Danzig or nothing.
They're my top 5 for a reason. That era.
Danzig or nothing.
I agree. Exactly.
But anyway.
Exactly.
Anyway, R.I.P. DH. We miss you terribly, no matter what.
Rest in peace to DH. Incredible drummer.
You're so important to all of us.
A huge part of Dead Kennedy's history.
Sad that he went out like that. It's sad that he went out at all.
Sad that he went out at all. Literally, because the dude looked healthy. Even towards the end.
It seemed like it was okay. I hadn't watched anything recent or anything, to be honest. No, I should have up till now. I probably should have, but I didn't.
But like we said, he had cleaned up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He saw
for a long time.
Yeah, he saw the Chili Peppers guitar player, the original one, die of a drug overdose. So he was like, "Oh yeah, let me get my shit together." And he was young back then. We're talking like 80.
Yeah, when he was replaced by Chad Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how long Chad's been around.
Yeah.
When DH was left, that's when Chad came in, and that's when they became what they are. Yeah, 89.
Crazy. 89. That's a long time ago.
And also, and again, I'm not a fan of them at all, but I am a fan of Flea as a musician. He's amazing, but much love to him. Much love to him and Anthony for being there. After saying, look, you're out the band. You're way out of control, man. We can't have you in the band, but we will absolutely take care of you and help you out. That's cool.
A lot of people hate Anthony Kiedis, but I guess he was a rean. That's something we didn't mention. He was a big reason why DH got clean.
No, I did mention that's what I've been saying.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Him and Flea both loved him so much. Even after they fired him and kicked him completely out the band, they helped him get clean. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They kept up with him and make sure he was okay.
Yeah. They stayed on his ass with good reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. They totally kept up with him, made sure he was cool, and they, never brought him back. But Chad's so dependable. What can you do?
Exactly.
Chad's a great guy.
Great player too.
Mm-hmm. I just don't like. Again, it's one of those bands. Like every musician in it's great. I just don't like what it is. Everybody in it's good at what they do. I just don't like what they do.
I'm not just saying this because DH is no longer listening, but DH is definitely a better drummer than Chad Smith for my ears.
Yes. For what I like.
Yeah. For the kind of music that I like, yes, absolutely. I prefer punk music to whatever music that the Chili Peppers play, even though I like that sound. But I am a punk fan. I am a hardcore fan, so I'm always going to gravitate towards that.
Which way is it? This way. See that guy in the corner over there, wrestling legend Jim Cornette, is what he would always say. For the kind of people that like that kind of shit, that's the kind of shit that those people like. And that's what Chad Smith does.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And DH Peligro was that shit I liked.
And yes,
for sure.
DH is for me. Chad Smith is for the radio, and good for them all. They're all successful as fuck.
Rest in peace to DH, like we said.
Indeed.
Gone too soon.
Well, this is the point we would be going, hey, Nick, let's do that whole epitaph story. That will not happen tonight. Nick is not able to make it. He has not answered. That's okay. We love you, Nick. We hope you're okay. That's all I care about.
Yes.
As long as you're good, man, I'm good. Cool with me. We'll save that whole segment. I put those notes on the side. We'll save that whole segment for when he can come back. It'll be some configuration of all us people, and we'll cover that with some other stuff. It's almost probably better because it'd be a way long show if not. But we'll cover that. We'll get to that later. More on that later. The epitaph story documentary from the Punkorama DVD. I don't know which one. I was going to ask him that. He's not here to answer me. Mm-hmm. But we will talk about it. It's some cool shit. I watched it. I got to geek out on some Bad Religion shit, so that's always nice for me. It's a really cool documentary. So we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yep.
And so from there, I was going to make this really cool segue into some shit that ties into it, but never mind. So now we're going to talk about And I know you've seen this, Jose. I gave you the layout of everything I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you got to do anything or look into it much, but I'm going to talk about Fat Mike's Punk Museum. He's opening up in Las Vegas.
I read up about that a little bit. Yeah.
So he's opening up a punk museum in Las Vegas.
Is it?
And
It's
he's
Las
calling
Vegas,
the
right?
Church of Punk. Was that?
Las Vegas, right? I thought
Yes,
it was
sir.
LA, but yeah, it is Las Vegas.
No, it's going to be in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah.
So far, the list of people that have gone in with him as far as ownership and money and so forth is Brett from Epitaph. See how that shit would have tied in had Nick showed up? That's okay. Pat Smear, Tim Armstrong, Fletcher from Pennywise again. Had a lot to do with the Epitaph stuff. They're all listed as owners by Fat Mike. Mike also claimed
too, right?
Oh, did I write down where it came from?
Okay, I did.
Kevin
Lyman, the founder of the Warped Tour, the band's Warped Tour.
Correct. I have that written down later.
Tony Hawk. Foo Fighters, I heard. Right? No, Foo Fighters and Nirvana. Pat Smear.
Yeah, I got Pat Smear. I just said that.
And the Germs. A lot of people seem to forget.
Yes. Well, what's the fun in mentioning the Germs when he's in the fucking Foo Fighters? But we won't get into that conversation either today.
It's a punk show. You got to mention the
Germs. For the people that like that kind of shit, that's the kind of shit those people like.
I love the Germs, man.
I love the Germs. And I've come around to a little bit of the Foo Fighters stuff, but not much.
Yeah, they're good players. I prefer Dave Grohl as a drummer, personally, more than a guitar player. He can sing his ass off.
He's a good songwriter. I'll give him that. Now, with the Foo Fighters, he's a great songwriter. He is well respected by underground people I have a lot of love for. Between Napalm Death and all those people, he is well respected by everyone in there because he came up with all of them. He is well loved by everyone I love. I just, Dave
Grohl's a music fan.
I feel like if that's what he was all about, then why didn't he fucking do it? He went radio instead. And to be honest, we're gonna do the Dave Grohl thing for 2 seconds. if you hate Nickelback, don't come at me that the Foo Fighters are good, because they're the same fucking thing. The Foo Fighters and Nickelback are the same goddamn shit. So if you hate one, hate the other.
I can listen.
They're all mediocre radio rock. That's all it is.
I can listen to the first Foo Fighters album all the way through once.
Yeah, songs I like.
He played the whole thing. He played all the guitar, all the drums. He sang the whole thing, and that was just him.
They have songs I like, but I'm just saying it's just regular radio rock is all it is. And that's what everyone hates Nickelback for. So if you fucking hate Nickelback, then fucking hate the Foo Fighters. That's all I'm asking is for some consistency.
Well, Nickelback is ass. It's formulaic. I won't get into that.
So the fuck is the Foo Fighters? It's formulaic bullshit. It's radio rock. It's mediocre radio rock. Either fucking way, it's the same goddamn shit. One guy has street cred, one guy don't. That's it.
You said it yourself. Dave Grohl knows how to write a song.
So do you don't have to like the song, but Nickelback writes songs that catch people. Tell me they don't. I got millions of record sales that say they do. Don't make it good, but
they play fucking people. How You Remind Me all the time on the radio, so it's got to come
because it's a catchy fucking great song writing. I just don't like it. We don't like it because we like good shit.
I don't like it. No.
Again. Anyway.
Germs for the win.
So
back to Fat Mike.
Fat Mike.
Yeah.
Do I edit all this out on the audio version?
Nah.
So keep it on an interview with, and I'm gonna give the guy his credits because I need to. Tuna on Toast with Stryker on YouTube. What the fuck? We have a better name. Anyway. Yeah, he got to interview fucking Fat Mike, not us. So there's that. Hey, Fat Mike, if you want to go to an underground punk show, go to the guy chugging beers and the guy drinking coffee. Anyway.
That's your cue, Fat Mike. We focus for Fat.
He was talking shit about Green Day. He's like, guess who didn't want no part of this? And the guy's like, who? He's like, who made the most money off of fucking punk? And the dude's like, he's like, Green Day? He's like, yep, Green Day wants nothing to do with this shit, so fuck him. He was talking shit about people. It was fun. They got like a 1,200 square foot space that he bought for this. So far, it's set to open January 13th of 2023. So if you're in Vegas, let us know how that is.
Right around the corner, too.
I wrote down what's in there, but I'm going to get to that on the back of the list. He said, and I quote, if you're a punk band, you're in. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like you said, this is where I said he also listed investors such as Tony Hawk and the founder of the Warp Tour, Kevin Lyman. This was all announced, by the way, and this is where I was going to ask Nick his opinion. This was all announced as it was said that NoFX was going to take up a break. Was going to fuck Jesus Christ, that was awful. Butchered the English language there. They're going to break up in 2023. Me and him kind of talked about that at one point. We did an episode and we talked about that a bit.
Yes.
But there's also a new album called Double Album. That is a single album coming out in December this year. I don't think there's an official release date. Oh, December 2nd. I did find it later.
Oh, that's pretty cool. A month away.
Yeah, I got that information from Noise 2 music news sites. So I'm giving credit where credit is due. Brooklyn Vegan, you want to know what kind of attractions they have at the Punk Museum, Jose? Well,
I heard amplifiers, right?
I don't have it on my list. What amplifiers you heard they had?
Supposedly amplifiers and guitars that were played by NoFX, Sick of It All, who are just, I love Sick of It All. Rise Against, those are my guys. I love Rise Against.
They said they're gonna have to actually have it set up where you can play on them and shit. Like that's cool as fuck.
That's pretty awesome.
Brooklyn Vegan listed some of their major attractions at the museum. They said they had Debbie Harry's iconic Vulture shirt, so maybe we can show up and find Kristen finally.
Probably.
I'm gonna let that joke land.
Okay. We miss you.
So you can go look by the legit Debbie Harry shirt and be like, "Oh, Kristen, you're here finally."
She's here.
They have pretty cool Devo's Energy Dome helmets.
Yep,
that's sick.
As you
exactly as you mentioned, they have Rise Against's acoustic guitar that they wrote a lot of songs on and stuff. I'm assuming for the Dysmorphia album, probably.
I love those guys to death.
Oh, Rise Against is amazing.
Yeah, they deserve their success.
Talk about them eventually too. It's great stuff.
They deserve their success. I support them.
I don't know how you feel about this band, but I thought it was a funny addition. They have a bright green chainsaw from Sum 41's tour of some sort that I didn't write the specifics of, but a bright green chainsaw from Sum 41. If it's bright green,
I never got into those guys. It's weird.
I'm just trying to figure out what brand that would be, unless they painted it bright green. It must be like it's not John Deere, but I don't know.
Yeah. I never got into the Sum 41, Blink 182. I don't like Blink 182 for.
Yeah, I feel like Sum 41's a little poppy, but it's okay.
They can. I know Fat Lip. I know that now. I've listened to it. It's classic. I remember even hearing it back in the day, but I just didn't know it was them. Obviously, because I never listened to it.
No, I never listened to any Sum 41 on purpose that I know of.
No.
So maybe I can't say that I don't like him or don't. To be honest, I might go back and like it or something, but I doubt it.
They probably write a better song than Blink 182, but hey.
Probably, yes. I think that would be probably fairly safe. I think Nick liked him. He's not here to defend himself. I won't accuse him.
41. See, I wasn't too at that time.
Sorry, I've had a flu for like 2 weeks.
It's all right. I was probably discovering New York hardcore for the first time, or quite a few bands that we've mentioned on this page, like Sick of It All, was discovering around that time. Bands like Agnostic Front, Madball, things like that. And then I was also I was big on Converge at that time, still am.
Oh, Converge is so badass.
Yeah, I was discovering.
You like The Offspring? I didn't know.
Yeah. I was also big on metal at the time. Like I was a huge metal fan, but punk kind of took a back seat to that at that time. But then flipped. And now it's flipped. Metal's taking a back seat to punk, but hey,
that's cool.
But yeah, I love the metal. Anyway, yeah, I don't
like metal at all. Not a big fan.
No, definitely not. I couldn't tell. Oh man,
it's okay.
NoFX to break up.
You know, here's the thing. I have not listened to a single NoFX album ever.
You're joking? Never?
No. I've kind of pegged them for like you guys are like Sum 41 and shit. I just kind of figured they were that kind of shit. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it's way better than that.
Okay.
Way better than that. I would ache them the Pennywise. I don't know if you're big on Pennywise, but kind of.
I like Pennywise. Okay.
No use for a name. If you know the Fat Records sound, they're kind of like
Well, yeah.
the originator of that sound.
Well, that's originally what this show was me finally listening to albums I never quite got around to. So I'm gonna do an episode on Punk and Drublic. We'll do that episode. Probably have to do that with Nick for sure.
So long, and thanks for all the shoes. Like
I
that's
think we're gonna
classic.
do like a whole episode or No Effects probably eventually.
They got like 12
Which
albums,
means
15
I'm about to
albums.
say I'm
So
gonna have to go listen to every fucking album and write notes again like I did with Rancid. It better be better than Rancid.
oh, anything is better than Rancid.
I don't know.
Except for
I
Blink.
got my doubts, to be honest.
Except for Blink 182.
All
That
of
I
No
can-
Effects, though.
There's at least 2 No Effects albums better than Rancid. At least.
Yeah, but I'm talking 12 to 9.
It's much. No Effects.
I'm gonna find out for myself. We will find out what I think.
No Effects is better.
I know
That's
you all care what I think, so here we are.
No Effects
The
is better.
point in this
For
show,
me.
isn't it?
For me, No Effects is better, but
I'm sure.
I don't like Rancid.
I'm gonna find
So-
out. I've heard songs. I'm sure. I've never actually sat down with a fucking No Effects album. So I
They're
will.
good.
That's what this
They're
is all
good.
about, and I will do it. I will listen to some No Effects finally on purpose.
You just never got around to them. Just didn't know where to start.
No, I just always kind of put them in a.
You put them in that sound at Sum 41 camp.
I mean, not even Sum 41 specifically. I just kind of put them into pop punk I don't want to listen to. Because there's pop punk that's great, and there's just, pop punk. That's not. I like pop punk. I'm not going to say I don't, but I don't want it to be too goddamn poppy. I want it to be more punk than pop. Give me a good hook all day. I love hooks.
They definitely got
I love
hooks.
pop, for fuck's sake. I love pop
No
music.
Effects got hooks. No Effects definitely
Give
has
me good,
hooks.
give me good pop, give me good hooks. I just don't want it to be too Blink 182.
Yeah. I like No Effects a lot. I don't want to say I love them, but I really like them.
I just never gave them the time. There's always, again, it's one of those things where it's like, I can listen to anything else.
Yeah.
It's always
Love
something
is a
better.
strong word. I reserve that word for a handful of bands. But No Effects I really like. I
That's
think you
fine.
really like them. I
Well,
think you really
I'm
like
sure
them.
I'll find some stuff I love, and I'm sure I'll find some stuff I'd rather never hear again.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Because that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna listen to at least that
I don't
one
like
album,
everything
and
they've done.
knowing if I got to do an episode on one album with Nick, that means I'm gonna have to listen to fucking all of them. So I will.
I don't like everything they've done, but I do stand behind those 2 records: the Punk and Drublic, which is their big album, and
We'll listen to that.
So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes. I have everything up
Okay.
to what is it? Wolves in White Clothing. That's it. It's like the first 5-10 albums. No, first 10 albums. 10, 11.
Okay. I'll check them out.
First 10 albums.
I'm gonna get to it. But
You mentioned double album. Their last album's gonna be called Double Album because the album that came out before
yes,
last year was called Single Album.
it was called Single
So-
Album.
It's called Single Album, yeah.
Yep.
Which I haven't even listened to, but
Obviously I haven't.
I haven't listened to that. Yeah, I haven't listened to
So-
anything after.
What
Wolves
I'll
in
probably
White
do is when the new album comes out, I'm gonna listen to the new album. And then I'm gonna go back and I'll listen to everything leading up to it, and then I'll do a No Effects episode next year sometime.
Yeah.
There you go. Leading up to it. Next year on Too Pumped to Be a Podcast, what do I think of No Effects?
I think
Fine.
you'll dig them. You'll dig some of their stuff for sure. More so than Rancid.
I'll let you know if I like them more than Rancid.
Oh, you definitely will. I can promise you that.
Rancid has some really good musicians involved. I'll say that. They do. Their bass player is
Some that
better
were
than
Operation Ivy.
their bass player is one of the best bass players I've ever heard in any genre of music. I'll say that.
He can
Matt-
play.
Matt Freeman's a
He can
bad
play.
motherfucker.
Oh,
Straight
yeah, He
up.
can play.
I wish he
can
was in any other band because that dude is insane. Insanely good.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's good.
Yes.
A lot of tasty.
no
basses.
one's gonna argue that. That dude's insanely good.
No. That dude is fantastic. Yeah, he's incredible. Yeah,
And-
he's good, but
And another episode we're gonna do eventually with Nick, because Nick wants to do kind of a family tree of Rancid and like all the other bands that are kind of involved. And I listened to Lars, the guitar player. I listened to his solo shit. Man, is it so much better.
I
Lars
like it a
Frederiksen
lot
and the
too. Yeah.
Bastards albums are
Yep.
fucking good.
I
Like,
like
why don't
that
they
a
let
lot.
that guy do more? Why the hell
I
isn't he
like that.
singing? Because as much okay, and then we spoke on this last time, so I'm not spoiling anything here. Last time I talked about it, like Matt Freeman's his bass playing's amazing. His voice is fucking awful. The least tolerable Rancid songs of all time has his fucking voice on them. You think Rancid's bad? Listen to any Rancid song with his voice on it. It's even worse. That shit is terrible. Jesus Christ. I didn't know who it was at the time. And I listen to these songs. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then I'm like, the bass player's amazing. And then the vocals come up. I'm like, this fucking vocalist is terrible. I didn't know it was the same dude till we were talking. And I was like, wait a minute. It's the same guy? Nick's like, yeah. I'm like, why do you fucking hurt my heart now? I had all kind of good shit to say about him. He's the one ruining the fucking band on most of these songs. What the fuck? Let Lars sing. He's fucking awesome at least compared to that anyway. Fuck, I'm better than that. I don't know. We've strayed again.
He's one of the big reasons I don't like Rancid too, but I do love the Bastard stuff. I love the Bastard stuff.
Tim too, to be honest. I mean,
yeah. Well, Tim,
he's got great moments where he's classic punk, and then he's got those moments where he's just fucking not. Yeah, there's those moments where he makes the wrong choices vocally.
Yeah,
and he ruins the whole goddamn thing for me. Because I'm like, this song starts off, and I'm like, okay, and then he starts singing. I'm like, well, he had me.
Tim was great in Operation Ivy, and then when I heard Rancid, I was like, what happened? I was like, what happened?
We've strayed. Anyway,
why does it suck compared to Operation Ivy? Oh man. Oh, I don't want to get into the Rancid hate because I am the biggest Rancid hater.
Yeah, wait a minute.
On this page.
I found some stuff I liked. I went through it all. I found stuff I liked. I like Let's Go. I think Let's Go is a good punk album. I really do.
The only thing I like is that bass playing. Like you said, that bass playing.
I think Let's Go is a really good punk album. If I had a Rancid record behind me, it would be that one.
No, Let's Go is terrible.
I like Let's Go. It's a good record. It's not like the best record ever. It's not in the camp of the Dead Kennedys or anything, but
no, definitely not.
It's a good. It's a good punk record. Well, I'm trying to tie things back together because this show has been off the rails. It's a good punk record. I like it, but it might be because I heard 5 worst albums before it, or 4, or however many fuck it was. Maybe by that time I was just getting used to it. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. I'm like, this is really good. This is a good album.
Chicken Shit Conformist alone is better than anything Rancid ever.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is,
the point is, Operation Ivy rules. You need to listen to that if you haven't. Skip Rancid.
I never listened to the whole album. Again, I will say I never listened to the whole album.
Check out Lars with the Bastards.
Oh no, look, dude, Lars Frederiksen and the Bastards are
check.
Great. They got
Skip Rancid. Check that shit out.
Great fucking songs.
Yeah.
That dude.
Skip Rancid.
That dude's awesome. And he's really cool. He's a really cool guy. I've watched a lot of interviews and shit with him, and
stand-up guy. Not a
he's
bad
a great dude. Great guitar player. He's punk as fuck.
But his
band is great. It's all good shit. I love Lars. He's cool. He should be in a better band too. Him and Matt should both go do something else.
Yeah, him and Rancid is just this ain't it, boy. This ain't it, man.
Oh, the Hatebreed hat. Why didn't you fucking mention that earlier?
That's good. The Hatebreed hat. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
One of the most important bands.
Goddamn right.
In my life.
Goddamn right. I've seen him so
That's
many
an episode for another day. Yeah, I've seen him live the most times. I think.
So many goddamn times on accident, trying to see other bands. I've seen him like, oh, Hatebreed's here again. Cool.
19 times, never missed a show.
Interesting. I've seen him at least 4 or 5. Which for me is a lie because I don't, like people.
Yeah. I love Hatebreed so much. That's an episode for another day. Bands that are so important.
It is. Oh, that would be good. That would be really good.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'll write that down in my notes eventually.
Yeah. I've got like 7.
When I'm editing this tomorrow, I'll be like, oh, I'll write that down.
Oh, yeah.
I say tomorrow because it's not going to happen tomorrow, but
No, it's not.
sometime this weekend or tomorrow or next week. Anyway. All right. Next story. Yeah.
Next story.
Next story. The guy who used to grace the cover of this whole goddamn thing used to be the
Oh
epicenter and
yeah,
everything we've ever looked forward to. Did you
The
listen to the single?
Godfather.
I
I
will
caught some I caught some snippets.
I will pause this motherfucker if you have to go listen to it because Iggy Pop put out a new single.
Yeah.
It's called Frenzy, which apparently is coming off of a new album called Frenzy, which I could not find a release date on. This time I think I'm serious. I will see what I wrote down because I don't remember. All right, so
The song Frenzy,
I
right?
wrote down several times that it has no release date yet
Yeah.
for the album. It is on, for fuck's sake, Gold Tooth Records. Because it is on the motherfucking record label of Andrew Watts. Do you know who Andrew Watt is, Jose? You should.
Yeah, of course I do.
All right. Andrew Watt, for those of you who don't, is a producer. He's a guitar player. He's done the last, well, I think he produced the last Ozzy album. He produced and played guitar on the album before it called Ordinary Man. He's also produced shit like Post Malone and Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
I meant to go back and see what else he'd done that might have pertained to rock or metal or whatever, punk or anything else, but I didn't get to go back. I think he has a long list of shit he's done. Dude loves music. I don't hate him for that. And I don't like
Lana Del Rey, which isn't even rock, but he did that too.
I don't like you can Google what else he's done and see if anything rocks. I don't like Post Malone's music, but I think he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude, though. He can play guitar, believe it or not. He actually started out in a.
I didn't even know that.
No, he started out. Okay, so Post Malone started out in a metalcore band before all this shit ever happened.
Really?
It was an unknown metalcore band. I don't know the name of because I didn't look it up. And he actually plays guitar and shit, but obviously it's not what's making money. So he went with what's popular, and he does what the fuck he does, and that's fine. I saw a video where he goes into this guitar shop and they hand this motherfucker like a 1966 SG. And I'm like, please don't hand that to him. We're all cringing as we watch them hand it to him. And he actually like plays it respectfully and plays good guitar on it. We're all like, okay, he's actually okay. He's a good guitar player. He respects music and shit. It's just, and he's also said if metal was still popular, he'd probably be a metal guy. But he goes with what's popular and he fucking does what he does and it makes him who he is. He's one of the most popular fucking music people of this time. I don't hate him for that. And it's fine. I'm not going to listen to it. I don't have any of his records behind me. I have a lot of pop shit behind me. He's not one of them. But I don't hate him for it. I don't hate him for figures. It. Well, okay. Well, there's that too. I also have some literal pop music behind me. That's also modern as fuck, but
dad joke of the year.
Do whatever you want. So I don't hate the guy personally. I think he's actually a really cool dude. I just don't like the music he puts out, and that's fine.
Yeah, me too.
But Andrew Watt, that motherfucker, he's like, oh, I got to be Randy Rhoads. No, you didn't. You played on a bad Ozzy album, and that's okay. Exactly. But he's also started a record label called Gold Tooth Records, which is probably the worst name of all time. And the first, but again, to send him some kind of love, the first person and the first album he's putting out, the first person he ever signed is Iggy Pop, and the first album he's putting out is Frenzy. So that's fucking cool. None of us can say that. Nope. You know, nobody else is putting out a new goddamn Iggy Pop album.
He's still going 70 years plus and counting.
I did listen to the whole song, of course. It's only a couple minutes long. And again, Jose, if you got to duck out and go listen to that motherfucker, do it. It's a rocking fucking riff, man.
I was just listening to it in the background as
Please do. Good.
As you started talking. Yeah, it's good.
It's some rocking fucking shit. This motherfucker opens up with a riff, and you're like, oh shit, it's almost not even punk. It's rocking as fuck.
No, it's rocking, man.
You know, hard rock. The last album, Free, that yeah, there you go. There it is. I wish I could plug it into the episode right about now, like it did the Dead Kennedys earlier, but I couldn't find a free MP3 of it. So there you go. I couldn't find a good hot download of that one. I was gonna plug it in right now, but I can't. So go do it. Jose's doing right now. Go look it up on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Please support Iggy doing anything. But yeah, the last album he put out was Free. I do have that behind me. I should have pulled it out. God damn it. Anyway, oh, those are across. That's again, it's across the fucking room where all my big collections are. But yeah, the last album, Free, is really weird. Some of it's classic Iggy in that kind of slanky kind of way, not necessarily hardcore punk Iggy, but that kind of slanky kind of, I don't know how else to call it, but kind of draggy, slanky kind of Iggy. And the rest of
Yeah,
it, there's like a whole side too of this shit. It's like weird spoken word poetry
yeah.
shit. It's super fucking weird. I
Mhm.
liked it. I bought it because Iggy can do whatever the fuck he wants. I'm in. It's weird. But if this song is any indication, we're getting a fucking rockin' ass fucking Iggy album here soon. I can't wait to pre-order it.
Oh, for sure.
Because if that song is what we're getting a whole album of, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's an album, it's an Iggy song you haven't heard yet, I don't think. I think he's finally doing something. I'm not gonna say finally doing something new. He's always doing something new and something totally different. So
No, I checked it out. Hard rocking, and kind of curious to see if the whole album. Probably not.
it feels like
Is
it
gonna
will
be.
be, man. I
Is
hope.
gonna be in this. He might have some spoken word again, or I can. Like you said, he's always doing something new.
I don't
So it's
know,
like
man. I think he's back to kick some fucking ass on this one. He put that other weird
probably.
album out just to do it because he wanted to, and I think at this point he's ready to just go fucking kick somebody in the balls. Uh, so the band on the song you just listened to, all of you, is Andrew Watt on guitar. Because I,
Mhm.
I can't blame the guy for being like, "Oh, I'm gonna produce an Ozzy album and I'll play guitar," and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put out an Iggy album and I'll play
And I
guitar."
play
What
a
a
guitar.
motherfucker, man! That goddamn, I'm on to you, Andrew. That's cool as shit. And he also put out so the rest of the band is Duff McKagan on bass and Chad Smith on drums. We talked about Chad Smith.
Good
That's
old
what you're listening to.
Chatsmith.
That's the rhythm section there, and that's the band behind him.
Solid rhythm section.
Yeah.
Duff McKagan played bass. I think. Yeah, he
That
plays
shit's tight
bass.
as fuck back there behind that
Pretty
riff, and
tight.
I got to give it to Andrew Watt. That's a rocking fucking riff, man.
Yeah.
Unlike the Ozzy albums, which are
Oh
less
shit.
than good.
Nope.
Actually, you know what? Okay, no, you know what? The new album, Patient Number 9, which is a horrible album title. I think the new album was pretty good. I actually like this one because
Ozzy record?
he wasn't playing guitar on it. They actually got a lot of guest musicians on it and all kinds of other people. He actually stepped back on this one and let a bunch of other musicians come in. Like there's some fucking shit with goddamn Tony Iommi and like Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton comes in and fucking
Post Malone.
Eric Clapton. Post Malone was on the Ordinary album, not the new one.
The Ordinary, yeah.
He was on the this new one, Patient Number 9. I sat back and listened to it. And it's overproduced. It's that modern production I have a hard time with. But I thought it was pretty good. I actually listened to it when it came out. I thought it was okay. It's better than Ordinary Man by a whole fucking lot. Although I heard a lot of people say otherwise. I disagree there. I think this one is a lot better. Zach Wild's on it, which is nice for me. So yeah, it's. I think the new Patient Number 9 by Ozzy is really good. Oh well, I think really good's probably a little too
You can
strong,
catch
but
you can catch Zach Wild on the new Pantera reunion coming up. So we'll see what happens.
oh
Oh
well,
snap! That's an episode for another day, kids.
I'm on for it. It's fine.
Hey, if anyone's gonna do it, who better than Zach, right?
We've all said that for years. I mean, if they do it, it'd be
Exactly.
with them. But it was a matter of getting Rex in the same room as the brother, as Vinny.
Imagine Zach playing a Razorback. Holy shit.
Oh, that would be sweet. I
That'd be
think people would be
sick.
mad at that, but it'd be sweet.
Instead of the Gibson, he whips
Well,
out that
Zach has his
Razorback.
own shit now. Zach has
Well,
the
yeah.
wild audio, weird stuff, which is
Well,
cool
exactly.
guitars.
Yeah. I always call it a Gibson because he used to play Gibson, right?
Yeah, he
But
used to, yes, before his own shit. When you
before his
got,
own shit, yeah. Whip out that Dean Razorback.
Oh man, would he be able
Oh
to do
man.
that without getting killed? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That'd be interesting. We'll
I mean,
see. At least like
what?
for one song, maybe I'll let him do that.
Hey, maybe.
Maybe for fucking Cemetery Gates at the end or something. I don't know.
I think.
Encore
I
shit.
think. I think
Just so
their
people can
dad's
see his
still alive,
guitars,
isn't he?
huh?
I think their dad's still alive, isn't he? Vinny and Dime's dad.
I don't know.
I think one of them's alive, so they might authorize like, okay, you know, I don't know who handles his estate or if he had one or their estate, I should say, whatever.
Yeah, I
The real
don't
thing.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know who
But whoever
handles it.
does it may or may not give an okay.
I know
Who knows?
the Rita chick that was with Dime for so long.
Are those
I know
Razorbacks
she
even
came
still
around
around?
to it pretty quick when she realized that she had no fucking say in
Yeah.
it.
Are those Razorbacks even still around? I haven't seen a Razorback in years.
That's a mess because it went from, was it Washburn to Dean or Dean to Washburn? It went one from one
Dean
to
the
the
Washburn.
other. And I know Dean Guitars is a mess right now because of they getting sued by Gibson. A lot because of designs and so forth with flying V's and stuff. And so yeah, that's a mess. I don't know. Dean Guitars is having a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, as a matter of fact, so I think Dean had stopped selling the yeah, that's right. So Dean had stopped selling the dime guitars and it went somewhere else. So yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. You could probably find them, but it's probably gonna be expensive from a secondhand thing. I don't think anyone's producing them new right now. I don't think.
No, for sure. And what I meant was like his like Dime's collection of guitars, because he probably had more than one, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, a bunch.
Whose hands are they on? You know what I mean? It's like,
They're
I don't
probably
know.
all over the goddamn place.
Probably, right? Maybe they kept some of them. You never know. See what happens. But
We'll
again,
see.
a story for a different day. That's Zach Wilder.
Indeed, had another nice
That's a mixed
side
bag.
path, but there you go. That's all I had on that. That's the epitaph thing we're not doing, and that's all I got. So we
Yeah.
can wander off some more, or
Check out the new, like you said, check out the new Iggy Pop single. It's hard rocking. It's still going
definitely
on.
do. I'm looking forward to the album. I'll probably buy it. I'm sure, if I can, if I'm able to, I will be
Yeah.
buying it, no doubt, in some form or fashion, probably in record.
It's probably going to drop as a surprise release, right? Or you think they'll announce it before it comes out?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll have everybody pre-orders everything now. There's gonna be some kind of fucking pre-order thing, so I'm sure I'll buy it again if I can. If saying shit isn't going horrible still.
I don't know if I trust pre-orders because pre-orders doesn't really guarantee you'll get
Oh
it.
my fucking god! Most of the time it goes okay. Pre-order used to mean you get your shit before everyone else. It no longer means that. Most of the
No,
time your
that's
shit's late and everybody else gets it before you. Uh, I would say the worst fucking experience I've had is, oh, here's the thing. So I said State of Mind Records. Those people are amazing. Go support them all you can. Fuck Revolver. Fuck Metal Edge. Because I ordered my Typo Negative records from them. It's been over 6 months and I still haven't got my goddamn Bloody Kisses
Jesus
vinyl.
Christ.
So they can go fuck themselves twice. They also don't allow fucking refunds. So that's fun. So fuck Revolver. I
Whoa.
actually, instead of buying it straight from Revolver, I bought it from Metal Edge. So fuck both of them twice.
6 months and nothing to show
Yeah,
for
the
it.
shit
I'd
was
be
supposed to come out
mad.
at, well, I ordered it way early and it was supposed to come out in August. And then when August came, they're like, well, it'll be in September. And then September came, and they'll be like, oh, it'll be in October. And then October came
I'd
and
be
like, well, it'll be in November. So I'm waiting for the end of November where they'd be like, oh, it'll be in December. And I've emailed them multiple times and be like, hey, give me my fucking money. Go fuck yourself. And that hasn't worked either. So
Speaking of Typo Negative, my prized possession is that Typo Negative LP box. That's like worth over 3,000 fucking dollars now.
yeah,
Which that was the only way for the longest time that you could get. I think it wasn't October Rust, the one after. You can get it. Is it Life is Killing Me? An LP.
probably.
It wasn't
There's been a
available for a
few.
while.
I got
Yeah,
all I ever wanted was Slow Deep and Hard, Bloody
great
Kisses,
album.
and November Rust, October Rust. That's the only three I wanted because that's the only three albums I really care about. But then I like their later stuff is fine, but that's the only three records I wanted on record because that's the only three albums that meant anything to me.
Origin
I
of the
wanted those
Feces.
three. I got two of the three. I'm still waiting on my thing. Yeah, now they put Origin of the Feces out after, but I ain't buying it from them bastards. They put it through Revolver in them. I'm not buying it from them. I ain't getting my last shit. I'm not giving them more money.
Slow Deep and Hard is like the greatest Carnivore album that never was. You
Totally.
know?
I tell you what, you talk to the people. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay, don't fall
That's what
in.
happens when you watch live video.
Exactly. No, but going back to what I was saying, guys, the Slow, Deep, and Hard, incredible album. It's the greatest Carnivore album that never was. Came out in '91. Kind of like Kenny and I mentioned, a lot of this stuff was supposed to be, and I know we're getting sidetracked, but we're just kind of rambling on at this point. Slow, Deep, and Hard. Typo fans know what I'm talking about. They know the deal, but for a lot of you who don't know, Peter Gabriel was in Carnivore, a band called Carnivore, in the mid to late '80s. Crossover thrash band, whatever you want to call them. They put out 2 albums, Carnivore and Retaliation, which are both great. The Slow, Deep, and Hard Typo Negative debut was supposed to be a Carnivore album. Never came to be, so it became a Typo album. And every song on it rules, right? Slow, Deep, and Hard is, I mean, you only got 7 to pick from, but again, the greatest.
Now Jose knows what Ralph feels like when he has to record with Ian, and he's all fucked up. I'm going to take a piss for 5 minutes. Hey, I'm back.
Hey,
I'll find out whatever the hell Jose was. I almost called you Ozzy. I've been drinking too much.
Ozzy Osbourne.
I'll find out whatever the hell Jose was just talking about when I edit this sometime. Eventually.
Basically, I was just giving him a rundown of who Carnivore was and what band, what they played.
Great
2 albums, and then Slow, Deep, and Hard.
You did an amazing job. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So I got 2 of the 3 albums I fucking wanted, and then they haven't sent me my 3rd one. So
that's crazy. I love October Rust.
And you know what? Metal Edge and Revolver, I preferred fucking Metal Maniacs anyway. So fuck you guys.
Exactly. I was gonna say Metal Maniacs, but I knew you were gonna bring them up.
Yeah, I always went with Metal Maniacs. That was my shit. That's where I tape traded back in the late 90s and shit. I mean, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Was tape trading Mayhem tapes and people and shit. And yeah.
Those were the days. I caught the tail end of that still.
I did as well. I was like 12 or 13 and mailing cassettes to people in Belgium and shit in Norway and trying to listen to stuff. And I finally got a copy of Live in Leipzig, and I was trading it to people who'd never heard it. And it was really cool. I didn't get any of the original like demos from the band like other people were getting, but I got some, 100th generations of it just so I could hear it.
Yeah.
And I traded it to other people, which is really cool.
Yeah. The one I did get, the one I did get in the mail was the Dark Recollections by Carnage, which was a mail catalog from Earache.
Nice, yes.
Still have that tape. Classic record.
Oh, I got all kinds of weird shit.
I love Carnage.
I don't have any of it because all my cassettes were stolen. Well, not stolen. I kind of moved out and they all got thrown away. My CDs got stolen.
That happens. Those metal cassettes go for ridiculous money. Depends.
Oh man, I wish I had any of that back.
Yeah, I kept some of them. A lot of them I let go of because I mostly have punk and hardcore tapes. But I do have some metal ones. That's one of them. I have Typo, October Rust. I have Devastation Idolatry. I don't know if you remember that band. Band called Devastation. Idolatry was the album.
Okay. Okay.
Thrash band, Morris Sound band.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Death.
I never really liked Death back in the day. They're one of those bands where I'll acknowledge everything that they are as an influence to everyone else. I just like everything they influence more than them. A Scream Bloody Gore is great. And now that I'm older and I've looked back on everything else they did, their musicianship is fucking unbelievable. The bass player playing on that fucking fretless bass and death metal so badass. I just feel like they tried so hard to get away from being death metal that I was like, yeah, whatever.
Chris Reeford is a sick drummer too.
They're all fuck musicianship wise, they're untouchable. All
their drummers have been incredible.
I liked everything after them more than them.
Chris Reeford from Autopsy, incredible.
I mean, when it gets to Obituary, Morbid Angel, Deicide, anyone that came after Death, I liked a lot more than Death.
I do listen to Morbid Angel a lot more. I like them both equally.
No, there's no
Deicide. I like early Deicide.
Fucking can I get it? Can I get it? There it is, my fucking
there you
domination pentagram tattooed on me.
Yeah.
Straight off the
Morbid.
CD.
Yeah.
I fucking got off the CD and put it on my fucking shit.
Yeah. Obituary fucking.
Right off the domination CD. Morbid
You say
Angels,
call,
everything to me.
You say cause of death. I say slowly we rot. But hey,
Oh, those two are what and what. Slowly We Rot's as classic as it can get.
that's my favorite, man.
I just think Cause of Death is like a perfect fucking death metal album.
It's perfect.
And it has James Lee Murphy on it, which if it has James Murphy on it, it's you know. Yeah. If James Murphy plays guitar on it, it's great.
I love
the only thing Slowly We Rot's missing is James Murphy on guitar. That's what fucking chopped in half. From your bones.
Dying the instrumental.
It's so
yeah. I do love Cause of Death. I mean, I love every song. Infected Body Bag.
But Slowly We Rot is Slowly We Rot.
Slowly We Rot is my favorite, man. The title track, like I said, Gates to Hell, Suffocation, Intoxicated. Oh my god. Stinky Puss. Yeah, great. Love it. I love that album. But yeah, Deicide, I do like Deicide. I prefer Death to Deicide.
We don't have enough time for me to get into Deicide thing.
No.
It's this is time. Welcome to Two Death Metal to Be a Podcast. This is my
Who
history.
started death metal? Possessed or Death? Oh, that's a topic.
It's Death.
Death, exactly.
It's Death. Possessed had a lot to do. Possessed is like the Venom of black metal. They inspired something they aren't.
It's a shame what happened to Jeff, being tied to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. That's a shame.
But Deicide, once Metallica disappointed me to no end, Deicide became my favorite band of all time.
I have seen them live.
Because they're so goddamn extreme. When I first heard Deicide as a little kid, I didn't think it was legal to even say what they were saying. When I heard Kill the Christians, and I was like, what the fuck? I was still going to Sunday school. I was terrified. And like intrigued and read every lyric. I was like, you can do this? This is amazing. Kill the Christians. Holy fuck. You can what the fuck is going on here? This is the light. It was scary as fuck, and it was so awesome.
Oh my god!
And I'm so soured on Deicide that I finally went back, like straight up for me. Once Upon the Cross, I've said many times. Once Upon the Cross is the most extreme album ever created. Nothing will touch it. Nothing hits as hard as that. If people are gonna say the first album, fine, whatever. I won't argue with Dead by Dawn, but the first, Once Upon the Cross. Like I said, that's where you get Kill the Christians and shit. It doesn't get any fucking harder than that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do that's harder than Kill the Christians? That Once Upon the Cross is brutal as fuck. And like listening to it, oh my god, the guitar, their sound, his fucking screeches and growls, all of it's unbelievably amazing. All of it.
There is some brutal.
Deicide became my favorite band of all time. And I finally, after years and years and years, got to see, was gonna get to see Deicide live, which is like the apex of everything I've ever wanted to see. So when I bought tickets, we're gonna do this. Fuck it, this is gonna be long. I bought tickets to Deicide, and on my way to buying tickets to Deicide for the little club they were playing, Kitty was gonna play there. I love Kitty. Fuck, if you don't like Kitty, too. You can get fucking.
I saw him at Ozfest twice.
I adore Kitty, and I got to meet him that day. And on the way there, I was like, oh shit! I'm looking up tickets. And I'm like, oh shit, Kitty. And my wife's like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, oh, you're gonna love him. So I got her completely addicted to Kitty, and we both went seeing Kitty and met Kitty and hung out with Kitty, and she got an autographed shirt from him, and everything was wonderful. Now this is a shithole bar. The bar was so shitty it eventually burned down. But Kitty played there. We saw him, had a great time. 2 weeks later was going to be Deicide. This is my show. I'm halfway to fucking New Orleans, which, like I said, is like 2 hours from where I am now, an hour or so. I'm halfway to New Orleans. She's over there. always staring at me down the hallway, like, "Oh yeah, I remember this bullshit." She got injured. She got injured at the Kitty show. It was so good. We got to watch Kitty chase. Her knee. We got to watch Kitty chase chickens in the parking lot and do a radio interview on the phone. It was fantastic. I got there that goddamn early. I got to tell them where not to go in New Orleans so they don't get killed, and a great seafood restaurant they could go to. That's how involved with Kitty I was that night. And like 2 weeks later, we get to go see Deicide. I'm halfway there. My friend's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "Halfway there." He's like, "Turn around. They've canceled." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Glenn goddamn Benton, the undeniable deist, Satanist motherfucking hardcore bastard of all time, got there and was like, "I don't like this club. Ugh, it's dirty and I'm out of here." And he fucking left and took every band with him because it was going to be Deicide, Jungle Rot, who I liked a whole lot until
I
then,
like them too.
and Abigail Williams, which I was kind of intrigued by.
I remember them.
Yeah, they were there.
The Black and Death.
It was gonna be them three, and I couldn't wait. I was kind of getting into all three. I love Jungle I've liked for a long time. I haven't really went back to him again. I kind of held that against them. I'm sorry, Jungle I kind of held that night against you. You had no choice. I shouldn't blame him. Jungle cool. Go listen to Jungle
cool.
So DSI got there. The fucking Glenn, the goddamn diva, decided it was just not a good enough club for him, and he left. And okay, fine. He got there and didn't like the place and decided not to play. But you know what? He got there like 8 hours before that and could have canceled it a lot sooner instead of 30 minutes before the fucking show, you dick. Fuck you, Glenn. You could have slaved all of us this fucking time. So, when you got there at like 12 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock at night, when you got there at 12 o'clock and said, "Fuck this place," you should have told us then. But instead, he haggled back and forth with the dude and been a little bitch about it for the whole time and then canceled. Like 30 minutes before the fucking show. So fuck you, Glenn.
Glenn was salty.
As for the goddamn Hoffman brothers, they're even worse. Because those fucking dudes. Because the Hoffman brothers, I knew this guy I talked to in Australia who bought a guitar from Eric because Eric was a guitar maker. And Eric ripped him off for like a $5,000 guitar. So fuck him too. And what's bad is once the Hoffman brothers left Deicide, they reformed Amon, which was the band before Deicide that they were all in. It was originally called Amon. So Deicide went their way and Amon reformed it. Amon is fucking badass. Once the Hoffman brothers reformed that, I was all about it. I'm like, well, fuck Glenn. I'll go with the Amon shit because it's the original shit. Anyway, it had the original Amon sound. So I was all about it until I realized what pieces of shit those two motherfuckers were. So fuck them too. And I just said, fuck the whole goddamn camp. I have nothing to deal with any of them. So my second favorite band of all time also disappointed me to no end, and I have no fuck. This is why I don't have a favorite band anymore. I can't commit. I guess Alice Cooper is kind of my favorite thing now because Alice does no wrong, right?
I love Alice.
So there you go. Fuck these.
I don't just listen to them on Halloween like most people do. Fuck those people.
No, but
all year round.
No, but Welcome to My Nightmare is a Halloween staple for me.
I only skip one song, just not because I don't like it. Just it's hard for me to listen to.
Right? No, sure, I love the whole album.
Yeah,
but that's my history with Deicide. If anybody wants to object to that, I got into it with a dude online one time. Said he was Glenn's neighbor. I don't know if he was real or not, but he got into me with about that whole thing, and I was like, man, fuck Glenn, man. Glenn's a diva. He might see this, and it might be wrong. Look, maybe the whole situation got blown out of hand. Maybe I don't know the rest of the story. Maybe I'll regret it. Fine. If Glenn wants to, say something.
The Hoffman brothers, they left or got kicked out?
Oh, wow. That's a hard answer to question.
I think they got kicked out.
Hard question to answer. They feel like it was a mutual fuck you is kind of what I'm going to boil it down to, I think.
They were on Scars of the Crucifix too, I think. Were they, right? Yeah. That was the last thing they did.
I don't remember the first album without him. I can tell you that now. It's been too long since I've said fuck the whole thing.
The first one they did with Jack Owen was Stench of Redemption. I saw them on that tour.
Jack Owen. Jesus Christ. That dude is really good. But boy, is he boring as fuck live.
Yeah.
He is. He's just so boring.
I was going to get into that.
I saw him with Cannibal Corpse.
Whoa, did you? Oh,
yes.
Man.
I saw him with Cannibal. And dude's amazing on guitar. He's a great rhythm.
I didn't see him with Cannibal.
I saw him with Cannibal, but oh my god, is we were just if you watch just his part of the stage, you're taking a nap. He's boring as shit live. He's a
My
statue.
my first Cannibal show was during
But
the
he's
Kill
good.
era.
And he's a great guy. I have nothing against Jack. He's just kind of boring live. That's all I got to say.
My first Cannibal show was when Kill came out, and he was already gone. He had joined DSI. I saw him with DSI.
I saw Cannibal twice. I met everyone in the band both times. I don't remember which albums we were on.
Oh,
I
I
either
met
one.
Corpse Grinder a few times. Great guy.
Oh, what a wonderful guy. I never saw Chris era Cannibal, but I did see 6 Feet Under once.
I did.
I know
too,
people are
Chris.
gonna talk shit on 6 Feet Under. Fuck you. I love him. It was fun.
No.
One of the funnest albums ever. Funnest shows ever. But yeah, I saw Cannibal twice. They're both amazing.
Chris is a dickhead, and I love the Chris era, Barnes era, Cannibal Corpse so much.
He is.
Dude is
But
a
people
dick.
unfairly shit on him now when all you death metal motherfuckers have been wanting to be Chris Barnes since the beginning. You all growl because Chris Barnes growled. Stop talking shit about him and go fuck yourself.
I still fuck with Chris Barnes era Cannibal Corpse heavy. That's my favorite shit they ever did. But Corpse.
But now they all act like he was bullshit. Man, fuck you. You all motherfuckers, all you motherfuckers wanted to be Chris Barnes at one point or another. That's why you growled. Because he did.
I still fuck with Chris Barnes as a musician because person versus musician, those two are different. I mentioned that a few times.
We gone down the rabbit hole.
No, yeah, absolutely. But Corpse Grinder, he shops the clearance section.
Edit all this shit out.
He shops the clearance section at Target. So what's more death metal than that shit? You know what I mean? Chris Barnes is just a regular dude. You know what I mean? I love Corpse Grinder.
Oh no, Corpse is amazing, dude. Amazing.
Corpse, dude.
Nothing.
Alex Webster, nicest guy in the world, man.
Yes, Alex as well. I
Alex,
talked to both of them quite a bit. They're amazing. I talked to Paul guys. Too.
Yeah,
Paul's
great guy.
Paul's an amazing guy. All three of those dudes were fantastic.
Dude is so chill.
Oh, dude, I had to ask James because when what's the guy that went all crazy? The guitar player, dude. That
Bob Rousset?
No, O'Reilly or something, or that's wrong.
The original Corpse guitarist?
No, he was. I don't know if he's original. He was around. Oh man, he went all nuts and was like he was in some old lady's house randomly with a knife and shit and got arrested. He went all cuckoo, dude. I forgot his name, man. God damn it. Oh fuck. Anyway,
was he Corpse?
Huh?
He
was in Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, he's one of Cannibal Corpse's guitar players for a long time. I got to meet him that night too. He was such a cool guy.
It wasn't Bob Rousset. That's the guy that
No.
Was it after him?
Yes.
It was way later. Okay. Let me look that up real quick because I think I know who you're talking about. Was it Pat O'Brien?
Pat O'Brien. I said O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Pat O'Brien. Pat O. I met Pat O. He was such a cool dude, and that shit happened. I was like, everybody in death metal was like, what the fuck?
That shit's crazy.
What the fuck, Pat? I don't know whatever happened. I hope he's okay. Yeah, that shit was weird.
Crazy.
Yeah, Pat O'Brien. We met Pat O because I remember that night. I remember meeting Corpse because he's amazing. I remember talking to Alex, and I remember talking to Paul. And I had to ask James, I was like, did we get to talk to Pat? He was like, yeah, dude, we talked to Pat. He was cool as shit. I was like, okay, I didn't remember talking to him that much. So apparently he was really nice. I don't really fully remember it because, we were hammered. But
he was in Evermore too.
Yeah, Peto's amazing. He's a really great dude. He was a really great guitar player, but
good guitar player, but he a little cuckoo, man.
Yeah, I had a rough spot.
That's a little cuckoo. Is that why he left?
Probably. He was kicked out the band at that point for goddamn sure.
Yeah, he
was
kicked out for sure. Yeah.
He was in the band at the time.
Yeah, he was kicked out.
That was the end of that.
That was the end of that. Who was the other guy? Rob Barrett? Rob Barrett played with Corpse. Is he still in the band?
I don't know who's in. No.
Rob Barrett.
I don't think that's who it is.
He replaced Bob Rousset.
No. No, there was somebody after Pato. Oh, goddamn, he's in a big band, and everybody was talking about. Everybody was excited about this new guy after Pato.
Oh, what's his name? I think I have it on here.
Wow. This makes for compelling podcast.
Eric Rutan.
Yes, Rutan.
Everybody
was super stoked about him. And that album, when he came in, was fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a really good album.
He was Ripping Corpse.
Yes, Ripping Corpse. Yes.
Ripping Corpse underrated.
Yeah, they got the Ripping Corpse guy in there. We were all like, fuck yeah, bring that album on. and it was
Hate
great.
Eternal.
It was yes, it was that good too. It is that good. Fuck yeah, it was.
Surprisingly, he produced one Madball album. He produced Bad.
And
He
dude's
did,
amazing.
yeah.
Dude's killer. Fuck
Dude
yeah.
also produced Belphegor, Agnostic Front, and I mean,
Belphegor. Fuck yeah.
Belphegor, holy shit. Vital Remains, remember them?
Vital Remains.
Look at Glenn Benton.
Yeah. Glenn, Peter Tucker did an album with him.
Peter Tucker, yeah, from Hypocrisy. Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Another band I love.
Oh,
Oh man.
you know my love of Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I've seen them live with Opeth. Holy shit, what an incredible show.
I saw him with Cannibal Corpse. It was one of the nights I met them all. I met Peter as well. I met Peter and the drummer at the time who's not with him anymore.
Were they a 3-piece or 4-piece?
It was 4 when I saw him.
4 when you saw him, right? Yeah, because they were a 3-piece for a little bit, but that was.
Yeah, that's way early. Way early.
That's way early.
4 when I saw him.
Yeah, okay.
Peter was amazing. What an amazing guy. I walked up. They were touring through it with one of those shuttle buses. And he was like, I walked up because me and James were like, we're like the only people like they were like this one of the I'm not gonna say it was one of the first times they were in America, but I was just surprised to see him in America. And nobody knew who they were. And we're like, fuck, that's him. And we walked up and he's kicking the door of the bus. Like I've told you the story a billion times. He's like kicking the shit out of the door and punching it, and he's like cursing at it in like whatever language that is. You're talking
Swedish.
We walk up, we're like
Swedish.
We're like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, that door is a bitch. It was just unbelievably amazing.
Yeah, I remember when
the door is a bitch.
When Eraser first,
we're like, I hear you, man.
Like,
Good to meet you. And he's like, yeah. And we just took a picture and shit and talked bullshit for a little minute, and it was amazing.
I got into them when they've been a melodic death metal band for the longest.
Oh, Fifth Dimension. Fuck.
Yeah, I discovered Eraser. That was my first song. I remember seeing the video for that. Headbangers Ball. Back when Headbangers Ball was a thing, I was like, holy shit, who are these guys?
You're listening to Hypocrisy's Fifth Dimension. It's all you need. Or Live and Walking, whatever.
Pretty much, I love everything they've done. I love that early shit.
Right, there's no bad spots. All of it's great. But Fifth Dimension and Walking's...
Fourth Dimension.
Fourth? Okay. You know, whatever.
Fourth Dimension. I like the first two a lot. Penetralia and
the first one he's not on.
No, but I love those first 2 albums.
Yeah, they're great.
They're great. And Abducted is great too.
Abducted's so cool. It's such a great
Final Chapter was like supposed to be their last album, but they kept going.
The new one's really good.
The new one's great, yeah. I
do have it behind me.
I love the new one, yep.
I bought that one. Got the vinyl.
Everything they've done so far. I remember
I was waiting for that, dude. I waited for that album the whole year. They led up to it. Pre-ordered that a fucking year early.
I remember when Virus came out, they had a song called, was it Craving for Another Killing? I think they made a video for it, and that's when everyone in America was like, oh, Hypocrisy. Even though they were around for, they kind of big before that, but that's when everyone was like, oh shit.
They're so cool.
Check out this new band, but they've been around for years,
Oh, long time.
Yeah, saw them with Opeth. They were great. They were both equally good.
Swedish death metal, baby. The best.
They're both Swedish, exactly. That's the connection. I'd never put it 2 and 2 together. Wait, they're both Swedish. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Swedish death metal all day.
It's because you hear Michael Ockerfeld talking in English, and it's like you think he's American, but he's Swedish. Like he's 100% Swedish.
Yeah.
I wish they would go back to playing extreme music instead of the progressive stuff they do now. But I get it. That's his heart's not even heavy.
I hated progressive shit. I hate it. Especially progressive death metal. Ugh. Like when I was young, everybody was like, "Oh, death metal sounds the same," but Obituary, Morbid Angel, Deicide couldn't beat 3 more different fucking bands. Cannibal Corpse, it's just more. When you're there, it's all goddamn different. But I joined a group of great people on Facebook. There was a progressive death metal Facebook group, and they would all share like Bandcamp free stuff you could listen to. All of it sounded the fucking same. Like it's the same goddamn vocalist, same everything on all this shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I feel like all the old people that listened to my stuff back then, it was like, all this shit sounds the goddamn same. It's the same thing. All of it. All the vocalists, everything sounds the same. There was one band I found that was really good, but I don't remember the name now.
Yeah. Once bands like the Faithless, the Red Chord started coming out, I was like, this sounds the same.
Nah.
When Blowjob for a Cowboy started moving away from the deathcore stuff into like the more progressive death metal, like technical death metal,
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, it's just starting to sound the same.
not a fan.
But no, you're right. I hear Atheist or I hear Deicide, they sound nothing alike.
No.
No.
Worlds apart. Worlds apart. That's when
Morbid Angel and
a band like
Obituary,
this
I'm
came
like,
up
yeah.
and was new and sounded completely different from everything ever. Like, you put these dudes back in those days, they'd have been completely goddamn different. Blew the fucking doors off of everything. And I was like, fuck yes, it finally happened. We got a new death metal band. It sounds like their own shit. And did something unique and cool. And his writing is so different and weird. Fuck yeah. Anyway, I did that whole tribute episode.
You mentioned before, like you like this, like death, like you weren't big on them,
No.
but you like the stuff that they influenced more than death.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that, but the opposite. So there's a band called At the Gates, which you've heard of,
Ugh,
who I really like,
I never liked
but
At the
I
Gates.
don't like the stuff they influenced. I don't like the band.
I don't even like At the Gates.
See, that's weird. But
Matter of fact, I
get
went
it.
to the last show I went to was Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium, which I adore, and In Flames. And I wasn't excited about going because I thought In Flames and At the Gates was the same band. I was like, somebody was like, In Flames. I'm like, fuck them, because I was thinking of At the Gates, and then I realized it was a different band.
You saw In Flames recently? No.
I did.
Oh,
a couple months ago with Megadeth. They were actually okay.
In Flames hasn't been good since.
Yeah, I know.
Clayman, I think.
Yeah, Clayman's great. But understand, I had not listened to them at all until now. Like, it's weird. They're one of those bands I never got around to for whatever weird reason. So I got to go back to that old stuff and listen to the new stuff, without the prejudice of knowing the old stuff. So for me, it wasn't that bad. I liked them. They were cool. And then Trivium's fucking amazing. I love Trivium deeply.
Is that Matt Heafy?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I love Trivium.
I didn't get around to him.
That fucking Ascendancy album means the world to me. That album happened to me in a very personal time. It was good.
I get
it. And then
timing is everything.
Lamb of God. I love Lamb of God. Who don't? You should. New Lamb of God coming out. It's gonna be great. Check him out.
I love Lamb of God.
Fucking amazing.
I warmed up to As I Lay Dying, even though I think Timbaland best.
And you know what's weird? I always fucking hated Megadeth.
Did you really?
Yep. Don't like him. Didn't like him. But going into it, I always hate Dave's voice. Dave's voice sucks. But now that he's old, I think his voice sounds kind of cool. Musically, they're better than everyone else in the Big Four.
They're better than Metallica musically.
Oh fuck yeah, musically, yeah. Musician wise, I would say.
Oh, they're talented.
Metallica has better songs.
Metallica's a
by a lot.
Better songs.
They have better written songs. Nobody's fucking with For Whom the Bell Tolls. Get the fuck out of here. No Megadeth song can fuck with that within a million miles.
I prefer Megadeth to Metallica, but I think Orion, which is my favorite Metallica song, Orion is better than anything Megadeth has ever put out.
For Whom the Bell Tolls alone.
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Megadeth ain't fucking with that. That's one of the most hardest hitting songs ever.
Ooh, Fight Fire with Fire. They're not fucking with that
shit. Man. Fuck out of here. But that's kind of what, right?
You put that out right now, and I'm punching this laptop on the fucking wall right now.
But, like, I don't know. I didn't like Megadeth for a long time. But, like,
you mentioned you went to go see him, and that's when you warmed up to him, right?
Yeah, well, the only reason I even went because, like, some old friends of mine, the first show we ever went to together, all of us, we were all in high school at the time. The first show we ever went to was Metallica, and they all were gonna meet up for it. And they're like, "Hey, we're going to see Megadeth. Come meet up." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck Megadeth, fuck In Flames," which I thought was At the Gates. I like Lamb of God. It's been a while, and I adore Trivium. So you know what? Since you guys are going, I'll go meet up with you guys and hang out. That sounds cool. And I brought my little 9-year-old son who did an episode with me. He came with me. It was amazing. My other son had done episodes with me too. We all went. It was great. And yeah, it was cool as fuck. And I went back after all these years and went back to a lot of Megadeth and really kind of got hooked on them. So I've come around. Yeah. It took a while. It took seeing them live. I mean, once you see something live, it's so different. It was really cool. And
Oh,
Dave,
Megadeth's
man,
legendary.
Dave is like a million years old and can still shred his fucking dick out. That dude's amazing. That dude can still shred his fucking out shred anybody,
Dude's the best guitar
especially
player
Kirk
in the
Hammett. That
Dude's
dude
the
can
best
play
guitar player in the
circles
Big
around
Four.
any fucking body.
Oh
Still,
yeah, when it comes to the
still.
Big Four,
Ah,
like the Big
yeah. No, they're
Four,
all
he's
much better musicians by a lot.
Dave Mustaine's running circles around every guitar player in the Big Four.
But I never was a big Megadeth fan. So my
Yeah.
favorite Megadeth albums make no sense because the new Dystopia, I loved immediately.
Dystopia was great.
Fucking badass. That's my favorite album
Yeah.
by them
Dude is
by
just
a
like,
lot.
oh my god, holy shit.
And everybody hates it. It's their sellout album, but I really like Cryptic Writings. I really do. It's a good album. I like it.
Sell out. I went back to Soul Searching Sun, Life of Agony.
Oh,
I like some songs.
okay.
I thought it was
I understand.
okay.
And I understand it's way
I've warmed
different.
up to more. I've warmed up to more now. I remember like thinking, it's whatever. Then I went back to I was like, oh, this song is good. I was like, oh, this song is really good. And I was like, this one's all right.
Yeah.
This one I kind of don't like. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this one, holy shit, this one's great.
Yeah.
There's some great songs on it.
Mhm.
I like it. But then again, I love Life of Agony, so I'll support.
Now you get into that at a weird time, like you said, the timing stuff and all. I had never heard Life of Agony until that album.
The problem is
I'd always heard the name. But again, you know, like if someone tells you to check out a band at those times, it's not like I can go listen to every song they've ever done. That's the album that came out when I heard of them. So I bought it. I don't know. Everybody's a hardcore band. I listen to them like, well, this ain't fucking hardcore, but I like it.
Ooh. I came in through River Runs Red, so that
I
was
didn't. I had heard of it, but it's not like I'm gonna go to the fucking local record CD tape shop and find River Runs Red. That's never gonna fucking happen. So I found what I could find when I could finally hear Life of Agony, and that's what it was. And I'm like, well, this ain't the fucking thing I've always been told about, but it's amazing.
I got spoiled, and I always knew, like, people were like, that's not a hardcore band. I was like, yes, they are. Go back to this album. Go back to Ugly. Like, Ugly's not really hardcore, but kind of.
All right. Talk to people, Jose. I'll be back.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna put you on the spot again.
Life of Agony. Fucking rules. No, we were just mentioning Soul Searching Sun is an album that you either love or hate. Like I said, for most Life of Agony fans, that album's horseshit. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle with it still. I need to give it more listens, but Kenny and I mentioned this in previous episodes. He was always like, and even off camera, he was always insisting, go listen to it, go listen to it, go listen to it, go listen to it. Because I remember it coming out. I remember hearing some of it, but I never really paid attention. I gave it the time of day, right? So I did, and it was good for what it was. I liked some songs on it. I liked the opening track was pretty cool. There were some songs I didn't like, but I liked some of it.
There's no way anyone's listening to this whole fucking thing. There's no fucking way.
Hey, going back to Kitty, I had a huge
If you're still listening to this shit, god damn, I love you. There's no fucking way.
Kitty, I love Kitty.
I love Kitty. I have the live vinyl of theirs that they put out when they put out that DVD thing. They did like a crowdfunding thing. I bought all that shit. I got it all. I got the vinyl. I got the DVD. Maybe somewhere. Probably easy to find. Maybe not.
They were so good back then, man. I haven't gone. I wish I could go see them.
I saw them on their last tour.
Yeah,
that's when we finally got to see them and meet them.
I was in love with Fallon when I was growing up. I was like, yeah, that's
me too.
Oh,
that was the one.
Yeah, Fallon, man. Oh god, man.
And Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes too. But Fallon was like, she could play her ass off, man. I was like, yeah, they all could, but man, I was like, man, them drums were hitting, but Fallon was like,
I can finally do this.
Oh, here we go. That's the one.
Yes. Yeah. It's all 10 of them on the cover. It's like every member there was. Oh, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Trish passed away, sadly. We love you, Trish. Sorry, Trish. We miss you so much.
But man,
and the one dude that was in the band for like 5 minutes.
What an
amazing guy that guy is, right?
Man. The two sisters up front, they still look good they still look good, man. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, if I can do this. Tanya, is that her name? Whatever the guitar player is now, she is like a crazy
She's
good
good.
guitar player.
She's
She's a
crazy good.
session player for like a bunch of country music and shit in Nashville also, which is really
Yeah.
weird.
And she plays
She's
in Kitty.
yeah,
So
she's
that,
killer.
she
Chicken's
killed,
killer, man.
yeah.
She's a really good guitar player. But yeah, I
Definitely
bought
not
this
her
when they did the
style.
whole thing. I got it. So
I checked
Ugh.
out some of her country shit, which is like definitely way more mellow. And then I'm like, wait, this is the same girl? Like she's playing fucking metal, you know what I
Yeah, she
mean?
probably has
She's
a
playing
bunch of
so good.
probably has a bunch of uncredited guitar parts on country albums people listen to all the time. She does that kind of session cat shit. Which I respect the shit out of. That's some hard stuff to
Hey,
do. She's an amazing musician. The stuff she plays in Kitties, it feels almost a little dumbed down, but you know, she's playing metal solos. It's cool.
she's played metal solos and coming from a country background, it's like she
She's a good player and she's really cool.
hard,
All
man.
of them
Yeah.
are amazing people.
I forgot about that dude. That blew my mind. The dude that was in the band, I was like, holy shit,
Yeah,
there's a
he
guy in the band.
joined for a little while. I forgot what the story was or what time it was and the time frame of everything, but they were in a pinch and they needed somebody and he knew everything.
Yeah.
It was kind of on tour with him or something, and they're like, "Oh, I guess it's you." So he was the only guy that ever was in the band.
Poor
And
Trish.
poor Trish committed suicide very, very, very sadly and suddenly, which actually ended Kitty at the time
Yeah. Yep.
because that sucked. But yeah,
Did she commit suicide? Yeah, right.
yes,
Yeah, she committed suicide. That's
I remember when
unfortunate.
it happened, dude. She had like she was in a weird abusive relationship with some dude and she like blacked out her Twitter profile and stuff and like changed everything to a black thing and that was it. It's fucked. Very
That's
sad.
fucked up,
She
man.
was so cool, man, but
That shit had to have been going on for so long for her to do that. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was
Yeah.
somebody bad they were all trying to get her away from and it just didn't happen.
It's hard, man. When you're in you're that abused. It's so hard to get away from.
But while we're on Kitty, Kitty's coming back, man. Kitty's playing some shows. It
I
kind of
heard.
happened on accident. There, so y'all all, and it's kind of tied. We could finally, almost 2 hours later, tie this back to punk. There's that When We Were Young pop punk festival thing
Oh
everybody's seen
Jesus
that
Christ.
happened. For whatever weird reason, they put Kitty's logo on it. And they heard the rumor that they were involved with this fucking show. And they had kind of talked to this dude because Morgan was quite happy with not doing shit anymore. She was kind of happy not doing that. Mercedes had joined some kind of, do we need another Stoner Doom band in the world? She joined one of those. Fine, it's generic Stoner Doom bullshit. By the way, please stop doing Stoner Doom shit, anyone. So we have another Stoner Doom band in the fucking world, which she was doing, which is fine. And again, what's her name? Tanya, whatever the fuck. She was doing country shit and whatever, but and bass players. When I saw her, it was a chick named Ivy. It was really cool. She had 2 kids at the time, so that ended that, and they just took a break. But they're coming back, man. They've been playing shows and hanging out and jamming together. So hopefully, can I get a new Kitty album? I'd be
Yeah.
happy about that. I'd
I'd
love
be
to have a
happy
new
too.
Kitty album. I
Definitely.
feel like they're gonna record something, and I hope so. And if they do,
For sure.
I'll be pre-ordering that also.
Yeah, I'll definitely get my hands on that. I like everything they've done so far.
They get really, really, really fucking pigeonholed into new metal. The first album's the only album that's new metal, if you
First
really
album,
listen to
yeah.
it. Because the second album by Oracle, which is my favorite of theirs,
Oracle, yeah.
Oracle's where Morgan's like, look, I'm a massive fan because she got way into black metal, which so she like made a black metal album
I'm
basically
iffy
as
with
much
black
as she
metal.
could.
Yeah.
She got like totally went just metal as fuck on that Oracle album, and that's why it's my favorite. And that was kind of her thing. And the third album I had heard at that time I wasn't a big fan of, which I don't even
Was
remember
it
the name
Into the
of.
Darkness or what was
I don't know what the third would
I
be off the
I
top of my head. It
don't
was something like that, and I wasn't a fan of it. I was actually in a record shop in New Orleans with some friends, and they were playing it on the speakers, and I was like, "This is the new Kitty," and I was kind of disappointed, and I kind of disappeared from there. And I
It's a lot
checked
more.
back in way later.
It's a lot more tame. I love that first record, Spit.
Spit's great. It was weird.
Oracle's better.
You want to?
Oracle is better.
Yes.
But man, when you got shit like "Get Off, You Can Eat a Dick," I'm like, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. We
It's
were
so-
it was so me and some friends of ours, we were way under 18, but we used to go club hopping in Lafayette, which is an hour the other way from New Orleans, where I love. And there was a bar that would like let you drink underage, you know. If you can go ask for a drink, they'd let you. And we go there all the time. And we got like stranded there with no ride home. We were walking around the mall waiting for someone to come pick us up. And I found the first Kitty album. I'm like, oh, a bunch of chicks doing metal. I'm in. And I bought it. We listened to it on the way home and we loved it. And that's when I got into Kitty.
It's heavy, yeah.
Of the first album when it came out.
I
And
saw
I got to
Ozfest
tell them that story. So it was cool.
Yeah. I saw Ozfest 01, I think they played, and that's when I discovered them. This was after Spit. They might have played some Oracle songs because Spit was big.
Yeah.
Because the year before.
Yeah, they got
I was
really
like,
big off of the
whoa,
Ozfest shit.
I was like, who is this? And then, I mean, I remember who played in 01. Was it Pantera? I saw that shit.
They blew
saw
up off the
Troll.
Ozfest shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Mudvayne was huge, and they played fucking. Oh my God, who didn't play that year? Tour was there. I remember Pantera was there. I don't remember who else, but a lot of people were there. Cold Chamber?
Oh, dude, I love Cold Chamber.
So.
I love Cold Chamber. Fuck yeah, I love Cold Chamber. Cold Chamber's first album is so dumb and so fun. I love it.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
Loco, big truck. I love all that dumb shit. He just says random shit. It's great. I love the first album. And the second one's really good too. They only put those first two out. It's all you need. They're good. I love Cold Chamber. They're fun.
Call me weird, but that second album, Chamber Music, the song Shock. Is that a Peter Gabriel cover? The Shock the Monkey, right?
Yeah, with Ozzy on it. Shock the Monkey. Ozzy's doing the vocals.
How the fuck have I been listening to the Peter Gabriel original? Because I love Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
And then I go back to, I was like, wait, is this a Peter Gabriel cover?
Yes.
I was like, wait, I did not know it was a Peter Gabriel cover.
It is.
I was like, hey, whoa, it's so weird.
Look at Ozzy. So fun. The video's fun, dude. You got to watch the video. That's fun.
God, yeah. The Loco video with Ozzy as the ice cream. That's Ozzy as the ice cream man, right?
Dude, I almost got this shit pierced like he did, but I just didn't because I hear it grows
like Des,
out.
Right?
Yeah. I heard it grew out, and I'm like, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah. I remember Devil Driver, like after.
Devil Driver's cool.
Yeah, they're cool. They got some songs.
I like Devil Driver. It was all right. It was like,
that first Cold Chamber's stupid, but it's
dumb as shit.
I
love that. I had it on cassette. I'm still buying cassettes.
I have it on CD.
I will admit I bought cassettes until fucking stores stopped selling them because that's what I had a couple hundred of at the time.
Oh, Korn played that year. I remember. Yeah, Korn played because what was it? Was it Issues or?
I hated Korn.
No, I trust me. I don't like Korn either. But was it Untouchables or Issues that I think Issues.
Did you know? Okay, you motherfuckers. Did you know?
No,
not that anyone gives a fuck, but Cold Chamber started that sound. Korn came after and got their sound from Cold Chamber, but Korn blew up first. Cold Chamber started that whole goddamn sound. The whole new metal thing that happened.
The slapping.
Yeah, all that shit came from Cold Chamber. But Korn kind of just blew up. So they get the credit for kind of being that thing that, like, because the first Korn album, Bald Tongue and Blind and all that, like, that kind of gets all the credit for starting that shit. But they got that fucking sound from seeing Cold Chamber. They absolutely did. Cold Chamber was the first one to do it. But they didn't blow up till after, so they don't really get that. Cold Chamber was first.
Yeah. I will say that first Korn album, that song at the end, the 10-minute one.
Should I just end this?
No.
I'm gonna have to upload this shit. It's gonna take a fucking year because it's 2 hours long.
Oh, that's all right. They can wait.
No, I'm gonna have to fucking wait. Because when I upload this, it's gonna take a goddamn year because my computers are slow as fuck.
Hello, try the video. And
Yeah, right.
yeah, exactly. No, skip corn. Cold Chambers. Cold Chambers,
I
It was
love
cool.
Cold Chamber. I don't give a fuck. They're fun. I haven't listened to them in a million years, but Cold Chamber's fun. Fuck off. It's great.
No, the first album's stupid. I did the Shock the Monkey bit just blows my mind.
The second album's really good.
Shock the Monkey with Ozzy on vocals. I did.
Yep.
How the fuck did I not? Don't ask. I love that song, the Peter Gabriel. I mean, Shock the Monkey. I love Peter Gabriel, but I didn't. I just thought it was their song. I thought it was like their own song. Like it was just called Shock the Monkey. I was like, this can't.
No,
be it.
it's Peter Gabriel, man.
It's Peter Gabriel. Yeah.
Yep. They made a really dumb version of Peter Gabriel, and it's awesome with Ozzy. Fuck
hey,
yeah.
Peter Gabriel's good.
Man. I love Peter Gabriel. I'm a huge fan.
I love Peter Gabriel.
Yep.
Shock the Monkey's great. Sledgehammer's better, but I Shock the Monkey's great.
I'm trying to find my phone. See what the fuck's going on in the world. No.
Fucking Big Time, In Your Eyes, Games Without Frontiers. Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah.
Salisbury Hill. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's got some cool shit, man.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
I like Peter Gabriel.
I love Peter Gabriel. I love Phil Collins. They're both kind of the same thing, but
I feel like they're very different, actually.
No, they're the same thing. It's just one's a little weirder, funkier. One was a little more melancholic, a little more hit you around the feels. Phil Collins.
Yeah, he's very he has one of those knacks for writing, commercial stuff that's actually good, and he's a great songwriter in that way.
I wish he could play drums again, but his back won't let him.
What a drummer.
Yeah, his back won't let him.
I remember seeing that motherfucker on like Oprah when I was a little kid. He's like, "Oh no, I'm actually a good drummer," and he like went over there and shredded on drums. Like, what the fuck? I didn't know. Dude's an amazing drummer.
Yeah, dude's incredible, but
we're talking about Phil Collins on drums. What the fuck?
Fuck Korn though.
Yeah, fuck Korn. They sucked. You want to know a fun story? So here we go. We'll drag this out. I went to Family Values tour, but without Korn. It was a Limp Bizkit version in probably 09-ish or something. I've told you this story too a bunch of times. I only went because Primus was there. Because like the chick I was with at the time and a friend of mine were like, "Oh, we want to go see fucking Limp Bizkit." I'm like, "I'm not going to that shit." And like, Primus is there. I'm like, "Fuck, you got me." All right. So it's like Stained when they first started.
Stained were around long before that, weren't they?
No, this is on the first album. I bought the first album because I was going to see him on that tour.
You said 09 though.
Well, I could be wrong. Oh no, it'd be way earlier.
Because if you're talking about his
no. Wow, what the fuck? Why did I say 09? No, okay, I graduated in 99, so this had to be like 2000-ish.
So
why the fuck did I say 09? What the fuck is wrong with me?
09, yeah. You said 09. Like,
don't listen to that. No. Okay, so it's like probably like early 2000s or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so it was
Family Values, no Korn, huh?
Well, there's a fun story with that.
Oh, because the Ozfest. They were at Ozfest, right?
Well, they were supposed to be there that night. This is the last show of that tour. Halloween night in Mississippi at the Gulf Coast. And who was the first fucking band? It was Stained, probably. And like Filter, who was surprisingly good. I actually liked Filter. And like,
I do like Filter. I will confess, I do like Filter.
There was Wu-Tang Clan, which was awful because everything was mixed for rock music and their stuff sounded like shit. There was like 19 people on stage going, that was awful. I wish I could have enjoyed it because I really dig Wu-Tang Clan. Like I'm a huge fan of Wu-Tang, but it was terrible. It was Wu-Tang. It was all of Wu-Tang plus Redman and Method Man. It was all just a disaster.
Was ODB still alive? Yeah, right.
I wish I knew.
I think he was still alive.
Probably.
Yeah,
I probably got to see him live, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. We got to see him live.
It was awful. All I know is all of it sounded like shit. And I got to see Primus, which is what I was there for. And to be honest, Limp Bizkit was kind of fun. But the whole fucking thing of the whole night was there was going to be a surprise appearance. It was the last show on the tour. It's Halloween night. It's going to be a big special surprise appearance from Korn. Korn's going to be there. And I show up to every show I ever go to. I'm showing up hours early. So I'm hours early outside. They had trailers outside to play video games and all kinds of weird shit. It was a huge thing. And there was these two drunk dudes. They were redneck as fuck. It's Mississippi. These dudes had like mullets. They're like 40. They look like twins. They might have been, I don't know. They were at least brothers. I know that. They were fucking smashed before the show even started. We're like an hour before the show, and they're fucking smashed. And the whole time, these dudes are outside going, Korn, dude. Fucking Korn, man. Korn's gonna be here. Fucking Korn. Like the whole hour we were outside. And to what I've understood, and I don't know if it's true or not, Jonathan Davis can confirm this because he's watching right now. To my understanding, Korn found out that everybody found out that they were going to be there and decided they weren't going to do it because it's no longer a surprise.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So Korn didn't show up. I
heard about that.
And I never got to see the fucking long-haired dudes ever again to see how disappointed they were. Yes, I was at that show. As a matter of fact,
that's crazy.
When Stain does the I'm on the outside, I'm looking in that bullshit song, it originally came out as a live version. That live version is from that night I was there.
That's fucking oh man.
It's from that because Limp Bizkit dude does vocals with him.
Fred Durst,
kind of half-assed. He does vocals on that version of that live song, and I remember that because he came out and everybody's like, woo! And I was like, is Primus one yet?
I never got.
I'm just waiting for My Name Is Mud to go hit the circle pit where Jerry was a race car driver.
I never got into Jerry with race car driver. No, I never got into Primus, man. It's just,
what? You don't like Primus?
No. I don't hate them. I never got into them, man. I don't know, man.
How are we just having this fucking conversation? You don't like fucking Primus? What the fuck?
I don't hate Primus. I never got into them.
You don't have to hate him, but why the fuck you don't like him?
I don't know, man. I never got into them. That was different.
Speaking of Possessed, dude from Possessed is their guitar player. He was in Possessed when he was like 15 and he joined Primus after.
He doesn't like talking about that either.
He don't. He fucking
no, but then someone brought it up and he was like, "Yeah, I was in Possessed."
Yeah, he don't like that shit.
No, man,
at all.
Like you were in Possessed. Like,
yeah, he don't. He gets mad about that. It's weird.
He gets mad about it.
Wow, I didn't know. I'm shocked.
I like Blind Illusion though. I do. I like Les Claypool. It's not his voice. Because I can tolerate it's not his voice.
What the fuck's wrong? That's the only problem.
No, I listen to fucking oh my god, who has a terrible voice?
Well, everybody.
Well,
King Diamond?
Specifically.
King Diamond.
No, King Diamond doesn't have a terrible voice.
I know, but people say he does.
That doesn't grind my gears. No, I'm thinking like
the dude from oh my god, I'm be mean. I meant goddamn Life of Agony. People say that voice is bad. They're wrong.
Oh, Keith Caputo Mina.
I said that dude. I'm gonna be mean. That's not that.
Keith Mina. Yeah. No, that's not it. No.
Who else has a bad voice that I love? Oh, Tom Waits. You better like Tom Waits, or I'm hanging this motherfucker. Well, Dave has a terrible voice.
Dave Mustaine has a terrible voice, but I love Megadeth. So I can't say like, oh, Primus sucks because Les Claypool can't sing for shit. No,
you can't say Primus sucks because Primus sucks, and the real Primus fans know what that means. Primus
I
sucks.
know the reference. Somehow I know that reference, but no. At that time, I was big on hardcore, I think, if I remember correctly. I was big on hardcore.
Dude, when I was first listening to music at
I was going
all,
to
again,
skateboard.
I started out everything I love
I
about
was
music,
listening to
digging through
Suicidal
my
Tendencies.
yeah,
I was listening to Pantera. Like,
I was digging through
I
my
had no time
brother's
for Primus.
cassettes, digging through my brother's. We're having two different conversations, like drunk people, though you're sober. I was digging through my brother's cassettes. It's all death metal, but I found Primus's Pork Soda. What the fuck, man? That's a mind blowing shit. It's so different.
I'll go back and listen to it again because I always give shit a chance. Years after. No, I will.
Pork Soda, man.
I'll give Primus a chance. What I won't give a chance to, though, you mentioned Limp Bizkit, that bullshit ass cover of Faith. No, man.
Oh, that shit sucks.
Terrible.
Oh, you know what? I got to see Primus on the Anti-Pop tour. This is the tour they were on when I saw them. They were on this label of whatever that label is that actually shoved them on the Limp Bizkit thing. They hated that. Predictably. They're like, we did not belong there. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I got Sailing the Seas of Cheese on vinyl as well back there somewhere. It's all brilliant. Oh, it's fantastic.
I gotta say, those album titles are brilliant.
It's all great. It's just weird.
They're brilliant. And I'm not gonna say one bad word about Les Claypool because no, Duke can fucking play.
Yeah.
And Flea can play too, but honestly, Les will probably run circles around Flea.
But to be honest, no, I'll complain because Les plays all that pop and slap shit, and I put that under Matt Freeman, who plays bass. He plays bass lines solidly.
Les can play too.
I know he can. He just does all that.
But it's weird because he didn't do that in Blind Illusion.
But he's such a great goddamn fucking songwriter. His shit's so cool and weird and different, and I love all that. Like I said, once I heard Pork Soda, and when I was first understanding music at all, I was like, what the fuck?
That
Pork
video
Soda's so weird, man. My name is Mike. Fuck yeah.
That video for Jerry Was a Race Car Driver was brilliant, though, I will say.
So Jerry Was a Race Car Driver. You always do a circle pit for it. And like the show I was at that fucking thing, it was the whole building was general admission. If you don't think the show's gonna be crazy enough with all these young people here for Limp Bizkit, right? Like the shit was nuts, and everything's general admission. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm rushing because I was in the stands at the time. I'm like, I'm rushing the floor for Jerry Was a Race Car Driver to be in the circle pit. It's gonna happen. Security ain't stopping you. Like they're gonna fuck with all these young people, right? So like, fuck it. So when Jerry Was a Race Car Driver happened, I just like fucking hit the floor and started running through the crowd so I could be in the circle pit for Jerry Was a Race Car Driver. It was amazing. Fuck yeah, I'm doing that. That's gonna happen.
To get your ass beat.
You know, it's a pit.
Oh, well, it's a circle pit.
And Buckethead played guitar with him.
Buckethead's great.
He came out and played like he had this big giant flying V. It was like massive, like way bigger than a guitar should be, and he was fucking awesome.
Did he have the KFC bucket still?
Yes, he was doing the Buckethead thing and all, and
no, the KFC bucket.
Yeah,
the KFC one, not the white one.
No, he had the KFC bucket and stuff. It was I didn't know who the fuck he was. They're like, "Oh, Buckethead's coming out." I'm like,
"Who the fuck is Buckethead?"
I don't know what the fuck that means, but cool. And he came out with this, like I said, his oversized flying V, just killing shit. And I was like, right.
Buckethead is a great player, man.
He's goddamn great. Dude, I know that now.
Phenomenal, man. I was just like that name. When I heard that name too, the first time I was like, "What the fuck is Buckethead?"
I can't wait to edit this fucking disaster.
I was like, I can't wait to. That's what I said the first time too. I was like, I can't wait to edit this fucking disaster. Who the fuck is Buckethead? Dude, shut me up.
No, he's amazing. He came out. I'm like, what the fuck? We were all looking at each other like he announced that shit like we're supposed to know what that means. And I'm like in underground music, and I know what the fuck that meant. Much less all the other young people that was there that had no clue what the fuck Primus was.
It reminds me of Frank Zappa for some reason. Like he's in that.
That's actually very, very fucking fair.
Yeah.
That's a really good comparison, to be honest. He's like a modern day for sure.
Yeah, you look at him and like, what? This guy? And
He's
then
like super eccentric, has a billion albums that are all freeform to hell and back. And yeah,
but when he
that's
plays, like
he's
when he
brilliant
solo,
in
I'm
every
like,
way.
oh my
That's actually I never put those two together, and I'm a
yeah,
huge Zappa head.
because I hear Frank Zappa playing it when I hear him solo.
I got a
The
I got a
Peaches,
bunch of Zappa down there. But
I hear
yeah,
Peaches and Regalia. I hear Hot Rats. I'm just like, wow, this guy can play.
my
This dude.
favorite is the Roxy era.
My favorite is probably Zuda Lures
I got
or
that too.
Joe's Garage.
Yeah. I like the live at the Roxy, man. That whole Roxy era, which there's this very specific lineup right there.
What's your thoughts on that one album he did? It was like all electronic. It came out in the 80s. The fuck was it called? Let me look it up. I'll tell you right now.
Probably wouldn't be my favorite, but I
Jazz
like
from Hell.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that one too much.
It's like it's like all computerized. It's electronic, and
Nah, I probably would hate it to be honest.
because Mr. T from Germany, he swears by that album. He's like,
Okay.
yeah, this is my
I
favorite
don't
Zappa
think I've
album. I'm
ever
like,
really known too much about it.
no, yeah, I when he did the pod when he had his own podcast with the other two guys,
Yeah.
is it Luke and Greg? I'm like, that's your favorite Zappa album? I was just like,
Mhm.
because I've heard it. I'm like, I thought you've heard it too, because you're a big Zappa fan too.
I don't think I really have, to be honest.
But I guess you haven't. It's him on the album cover. He's got short hair, and I think this was like the last thing he did while he was alive.
Okay. I think I know
Might
what
have
you're
been
talking
one of the
about.
last things. This one, boom.
I didn't really listen to that, to be honest. Okay, no, I know. Okay. I never listened to that.
Never listened to it. Came out in '86.
Oh, this is what I'm talking about right here. I got it within hand.
Yeah, it
This is
was the
my
last
shit right
studio.
here. Roxy and Elsewhere. Now, there's no real albums of this, but this live album in particular has a lineup that is fucking ridiculous. This has Ruth Underwood on the xylophones. We mentioned that somewhere along the way, the xylophone thing. Ruth Underwood's ridiculously amazing. She actually joined up because what's the other Underwood that was involved with this band?
Carrie
I guess
Underwood.
he's not on this one, but he was a guitar player or something of that nature. Anyway, this
Carrie
is what you
Underwood.
need. Yeah, well, that's exactly what it is. Carrie Underwood was with Frank Zappa and the Mothers before she did country.
She was in the Mothers of Invention. Exactly.
And
That
that's what
album was great
happened.
though.
No, yeah, this is my favorite Zappa right here.
How
I
about that
also
stuff with Captain Beefheart?
have, if you want to go there, Zappa in New York. This
Captain
is
New York is classic.
also the other way to go if you want to
No,
bother at
Roxy Nels,
all. These two
Roxy
are the way.
Elsewhere is my shit.
Yeah, Roxy and Elsewhere is my favorite lineup, album, and all that stuff. It has my favorite song, which is Penguin in Bondage. Just because that's super weird. What a great
So
fucking
good.
song. His lyrics
So
make no
good.
sense. My record collection's a mess behind me now, but I'm gonna fix that later.
What's the stuff with Captain Beefheart? Was it Shut Up and Play Your Guitar?
Oh, dude, it's an album. That's
Shut Up and
also
Play Your Guitar, right?
new. He did
Or was it?
one album
He did one.
together.
Bingo! Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, wasn't it?
Bongo Fury.
There you go. Bongo Fury with Captain Beefheart. Yep.
If I'm being honest, if there's a studio album of Frank Zappa's, this would be my favorite. This is actually
Really?
somewhat of a relatively hard record to come by vinyl wise. I found this when I went to Mississippi on vacation. I found this at a record store. Like, I was fucking freaking out. I ran out of there because this thing was only $25. It's way more expensive than that. I
That's a
was super
steal.
excited. And having listened to it, like I said, Roxy and Elsewhere, when you're getting into live, Zappa is my favorite. But if you're gonna go to a studio album, this fucking shit here is crazy. The Muffin Man. Oh,
I'm not. I don't know how you feel about Beefheart. I like
although
him.
this is technically live too. I
Yeah,
don't like it either.
yeah, it's good. The one album we did, was it one album really with Beefheart?
There's more out there, but
Yeah,
this is like kind of the one.
because the
Bongo
one
Furies.
after That shit right there.
Yeah, well, I have that down there too.
I just love Terry Bozzio, man.
Oh, fuck yeah, my favorite drummer.
I love Terry Bozzio. I love Terry Bozzio.
Oh, my record collection's.
I love every song on that album.
Yeah.
And then shit like, oh man, probably what's the song? I'm the Slime is probably one of my favorite. Possibly my favorite Zappa song. I just love that song so much.
I'll pick that up after.
Yeah. How do you feel about Waka Jawaka and Grand Wazoo? Like the really jammy shit.
Yeah, that's fine. I like all that. Get all crazy. It's fine.
It's so weird, right?
I got into my first ever was Joe's Garage. Oh, Cheap Thrills was the first thing I ever bought. It was on a weird CD I bought in Walmart for cheap. Cheap Thrills gets weird. That has like Bobby Brown Goes Down and all that live on. It was like a compilation thingy. I loved it.
Cheap Thrills, the Janis Joplin album? No.
No, it's a Frank Zappa thing.
No, I was thinking
That's good too.
Yeah, it's good too.
All right, man. I gotta use the bathroom again. So either you're gonna talk to the people or we're gonna hang this thing up. One of the two.
We're gonna hang this thing up.
All right. Well, that is it for one of the most bizarre episodes we've ever done. That is now 2.5 hours long. So thank you, Jose, for your time. This is ridiculous. I have no idea what time it is.
11:30.
Nick, oh my God, is it really? Jesus Christ.
11:31.
Nick, I hope you're okay out there.
Yes.
So okay, that is it. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this. I gotta go edit this disaster someday. Later.
Exactly. Later.
One more button. I always forget that second button. Later.